Optic has gone back-to-back in Halo Infinite. FaZe has gone back-to-back in Halo Infinite. How fitting would it be for SSG to go back-to-back just before the Halo World Championship?
Well, these two players on your screens are ones to keep eyes on. You can see similar statistics form the standout for Optic Gaming so far, but Penguin has had his best tournament I have seen in so long. He has been electric so far in Fort Worth as we head towards game number 1. Here we go then, Fort Worth. It's a Sunday night. You know what that means. It's grand finals time.
Let's not forget, the last time we saw these two teams play in this tournament alone, it went to a game number 5, a 50-47 game number 5. We are undoubtedly in for a treat here in your grand finals at the Fort Worth Major.
Trippy gonna get that nice kill early on, but under a lot of pressure at the moment, but he comes out of it, not only with the camo, but with a double kill himself, still with shield, still inside of that hill, and what a start this is for Optic Gaming, getting hold of that power up, and most importantly, a little bit of early hill time as well.
Trippy playing this slow, knows he has a lot of responsibility, and really nicely isolates that 1v1. Here he comes around the corner again.
Nico flying in, has that repulse, which just helps him out of that situation. As soon as he saw the flare of the camo, he knew that he could just send him back into the nether realm. And now it takes on APG as well. A little bit of help comes in there from Penguin. As now we see Space Station just eke out a little bit of a lead.
Can hear me, right?
Trapped on the respawn by the pipes.
How fitting is it with the chaos of this season and this event that here we would be, these two teams, your Halo World Championship Grand Finals in 2022. These two teams back on your main stage in the Grand Finals. It feels like all things were pointed this way regardless of how the season went. A few extra points here on the board for Space Station off the first hill. A few extra points here on the board for Space Station off the first hill.
It was only a month or so ago that he picked up his first trophy, so to be back in a Grand Finals once again, he's got the chance to double up.
See what Lucy can do from top gold. All 8 players alive on the map here, and both teams just about tied here at the 50% mark on this first hill.
Lucy looking to break the C-flat hold at the moment. Beautiful shots. Can he stay alive though? That's the question. The answer is no. Optic Gaming find themselves 4 dead, and Stella steps inside of that hill. Trippy trying to escape those elevator spawns, but here comes the rest of Space Station to hold off this push from Optic.
Where does the first kill go? Notice how Trippy does not challenge right away. Trippy goes tower instead. Kill traded out early on here, 3v3.
Trippy's gonna be weak. Oh, it doesn't matter if he's weak because he's found himself a shock rifle. And that evens it up. Space Station just about managed to convert that hill, though. It will be 1-0 to the team who are dressed in red.
Despite the kill, despite the chaos there, Trippy did well to get the tower and to hit that shot from the crates. However, Space Station will get your first kill on the board.
Really hot start this from Trippy. 10-3 already. Eco picks up a double kill himself, though, and it looks like Space Station will now have control of the map once more. Set up.
These guys are just so good at King of the Hill.
Outside of blue. Second hill completely locked down for them at the moment, and again, Optic just trapped in and around Turbine.
Let's also not forget here, if you're just joining us, welcome to the Grand Final. Space Station coming from the elimination bracket, meaning just like the Halo World Championship, they will need to win 2 back-to-back best of 7s in order to take this event.
3 did here for Space Station.
Yeah,
Optic
they've got to win 8.
Spawns are coming in over at goal, so Stella.
They got to win 2 sets of 4.
Oh my goodness, luckily there for Formal, even though the shots were pretty good. APG that was there to help him out with a little bit of assistance to make sure that Stella wasn't too much of a problem. Kills falling in the favor now of Optic Gaming. They're getting control of the map, but Penguin somehow scarpers away.
How about Trippy at 13-5? Almost, oh, look at these shots from Formal, almost turns 2 there. Trippy's 13-5. He's almost doubling everyone else in the game in the kills category.
Starting to get a little bit scrappy here. Nobody able to get full map control. It's Trippy. Last player alive for Optic. Has an impact on the map. Formal will pick up and get another one. And look, that spawn now coming in for Lucid. He'll be able to play the back of Silo, and he'll be able to support his teammate as Optic Gaming now look to go into a lead on this second hill. Camo coming up in around 15 seconds or so, so look for the attention of both teams to turn towards that.
Dangerous position here for Optic. They need to hold back Hydro. They're 2 dead. Man advantage here for SSG.
APG just trying to be a nuisance at the moment, playing this head glitch beautifully. Knows pressure's going to come, but he's hoping the rest of his teammates are going to arrive as well. In the meantime, while the distraction comes in from APG and Space Station prioritize that hill, it's going to be Trippy who comes away with that camo. Picks up 1, and that will allow the rest of his team to get back on the map. Bound looking for a trade and gets it, so camo out, but 2 kills picked up by that camo player, Trippy.
Last 2 players alive are Tower and Hill. This is very interesting. Optic needs to be careful how they play this. Here comes the Flood.
Flood does come in, and they will get those final kills. So now it's an opportunity for them to step into the hill. And Lucid, well, he's found himself a shock rifle. 1 shot to the head with this thing, and all of a sudden you're going to see the numbers fall heavily in the favor of Optic Gaming. Trade not going to be picked up there by Penguin, as Optic managed to get that kill as Formal walks his way into tower and gets that beat down.
Enemy team took the hill.
And now you're going to see Space Station trying to stack this hill a little bit. Nobody ready to really step in for Optic at the moment. One headshot here and you might think that decision changed.
Look at this now. Optic needs to play this carefully. Still a 2-man advantage. Let's get to a listening here on this hill with Optic Gaming.
Jump on double stack. Still double stack, guys. Still double stack. Absolute wall. Watch on me, guys. Never kill hill. Never kill hill.
C-Shar's absolute.
Last guy, tower. Back silo. Back silo. He's sitting back there. Lost shock, C-box. I'm pushing on. Back silo. Shock is down on my body. Stay alive. I spawn long.
Batteries and needler. Batteries.
Shock. Yo, caution, guys. Caution to double stack right now.
Stairs. Let me get
Two guys still. Long. One shot. Yeah. Last guy C-box.
C-box. I'm here.
Yo, make sure you get out. Somebody push it out. Go, Tom. Yeah, I'm half. He's pushing hill. Right side. Pushing. Absolute.
It's one shot.
Absolute. He's going hill. One shot hill. Nice. Two. Be careful, guys. Be careful.
Tower, guys. Tower.
Stay tight.
Tower.
They're gonna hit this. They're gonna double it.
I got one more.
Enjoy. I'm watching you, Watch you. Stay down. I got shot C5. One shot. Just one shot C5. Bottom issue.
Well, it goes right down to the wire as we come out. They're listening, but Optic Gaming do get their first hill on the board. We're tied up at 1-1, but that was just millimeters between the two teams.
I mean, what a treat. I have full-body chills from that listening. You heard perfect play calls coming in from the IGLing. Here's exactly what they're going to do. They're going to double stack hill. They made sure to play tight. You heard the words out of Lucid's mouth. That's incredible game management from Optic Gaming to tie this series here. The game 1-1, and the Greenwall champ begins.
Greenwall champ begins, but Penguin looking to shut that down. He's now last alive, and all of a sudden, Space Station, who had a full elevator cell, find themselves 4 dead. Optic have broken conclusively here, and we all know, we've watched enough of this game type to realize this elevator hill is so hard to break.
Look at Trippy continuing. He's 20-11. The next highest on SSG is 13 kills. This man is absolutely slaying out in game number 1.
Formal inside of this hill for now. Push looks like it's going to be coming through on the turbine. A couple of shots into one, bound, got away with it there, didn't get stuck. And he will come out of it with double kill as well. APG trying to challenge bound here, down at the bottom of the tower, but both teams breaking successfully, which is a little bit surprising to me to see, Andy.
APG was your last player alive. He actually backs down. Kills will be traded out, but Stellar flushes that last kill out, maintaining this advantage and the pressure. This should be the hill.
This should be the hill, but there might be a chance to flood here because 2 players from Space Station have fallen, so Lucid's going to challenge. Lucid's going to go in, and the sidekick. The handy gun to have in that situation. Trippy now trying to fly in on Stellar. Gets the kill, doesn't get traded out. Optic will break, and once again, we're in a situation here where it's millimeters between the two teams on this hill.
It's just going to be deja vu all over again here for Space Station. Take a look at the hill. Look at this, 1 point away. Eco tries to challenge. Can he get it?
Eco trying to challenge, but here comes Formal. He gets that kill. Optic still inside of the hill on Optic. Once again, clutch up in the last few moments of that hill. They're up 2-1.
And what is going on the SSG side of the stage? In their heads, they're 4 dead and the second hill in a row. They are moments away from being up 3-0 in this game. Instead, we're at 2-1 in favor of Optic, and Trippy with the camo as well.
You wondered if Optic were going to be coming into this a little bit cold, if they weren't going to be warmed up, having watched SSG play game after game after game. Well, I think you're finding out right now. They are locked in.
2 dead here for Optic. Still a lot of games still to play. 1:33 on the clock, but look at this 4th hill as well. Optic Gaming already about to tap 60% of the progress on it.
Oh, Eco stays alive though. Lucid couldn't take him down. And now the numbers starting to heavily weigh in the favor of Space Station. Eco still alive here, trying to team up with Stellar to finish off this kill. Will be able to do so. Trippy will fall as well, and Eco just surviving for that few seconds now. You see the butterfly effect of it. Speaking of butterflies though, Lucid, he's got a fly swat, swats him out of the air.
Stings like a bee with that shock. He will stay up pipes. Excuse me, the shock will stay at pipes, and they'll look to make damage here. You see Bound trying to hit some shots from across the map.
Enemy team.
Well, talk about Trippy, he slowed down a little bit, but APG's picked his game up as well. You see him with 19 kills, Formal right behind him as well. He's 19 and 14 himself. Make it 20 as Penguin tees it up for him.
Also, look what happens. SSG brings Formal the shock in the hill and tees up that shot for him. Formal gets a gift from the heavens and now very close to finishing out this hill as well.
Should be able to do so. Stellar though, he's on the flank. and he keeps Optic at bay for just a few more moments. Stella now looking for a second, and somehow he's keeping Space Station alive on this hill.
Really good pre-nades on the sneaky. That's not an easy angle and shot to hit. Here comes the Optic push.
This is a 3-man push coming in from Optic. Bound gets one though, which is going to slow things down once again. Stella's still inside of that hill, by the way, and it looks like Lucy decided, you know what, we need to get this man out of here. Shots coming in from across the map are going to make it difficult for him. 2 dead for Optic Gaming and SSG. Maybe you're looking to do to Optic what Optic did to them on the last 2 hills.
Formal's your last player alive. Penguin now with the camo. This is an opportunity for a very big steal here for SSG, and it looks like they will do it. Lucid has to fly.
Double push bottom middle.
Oh boy, look at this.
Make it a triple push. Trippy taking on Penguin. He's trying to buy as much time for his team to get back in this game. Penguin again with the double kill, but here comes Formal. Penguin in a 1v1 here with Formal. The help now comes through. SSG get the slays, and off the back of that should get this hill.
How about the patience from Penguin? Just sits at the double stacks on the jump up. Killing spree for him in the late game. 4 dead for Optic Gaming. It's another double kill, and Space Station on a late game run here. 18 seconds left in regulation.
Late game composure is what we always talk about at this level. When you get to the death of the tournament, these final games, nothing is decided in the first few moments. It's all about the end game. 17 seconds left on that game clock as well, as Space Station recognize it and step out for just a few seconds, looking for some slays.
They get the job done with the perfect timing on the kills, perfect timing on the camo, and now they find 2 dead as well.
Last 2 players are trapped in pipes as well. They're trying to force their way through. Penguin spots them out, and Penguin spree continues here as SSG step back into that hill to rack up more time.
Going to continue to keep them trapped in pipes and gold. And this is a big, big battle here. All 8 alive on the map. The next few kills will determine if SSG closes it out here.
You're going to have to go through Penguin if you're going to get anywhere near that hill. And look at Optic. They're trying to make sure they have bodies on the map. But Eco gets that first kill. Penguin still just standing on this wave, but Formal's found himself a shock rifle. Formal's found himself to an Optic. They break again.
3 dead. Eco's your last player alive at elevator. He's about to get tripled.
Formal can't quite connect with the head that time, but it was all Formal. 2 shock rifle kills to give Optic a chance in this game. Next point wins, as we see that camo pop bottom middle as well.
Of course, those 2 minutes added in overtime to give us some extra play time here to determine where this point will go. And the clock, of course, will continue to freeze each time the hill is being controlled.
Look at Penguin, full of confidence, challenging Formal, saying, if you're going to take me down, you're going to have to hit some really solid shots. Formal still with his shock inside of the hill. Penguin still a problem, but look at the kill feed. It's lighting up for Optic Gaming right now. That's 2 dead. Penguin's been impressive in the last few moments. Still gets one on batteries, but will be finally taken down by Formal. Optic almost tying up this hill now.
Wow, stays alive as long as he can, but what does it cost them now? 2 dead though for Optic off the push. Space Station does take advantage of the timing push. Here they come.
Trippy going to be double challenged as well. It's 3 dead for Optic. And SSG have broken at just the wrong time for Optic fans, but maybe just at the right time to win this game.
What does Lucid do? He was your last player alive. Here he comes.
Might get one. Doesn't get any. Bound fights in. Gets the beat down, and it will be SSG who turn the game on its head. Hold off the final push.
You already know.
And will be one up.
A little too sucked into
In our
that
grand
one.
final.
Wow.
But
How about that for a table
it's always
set?
nice
That's
to
what
see
we
you
up,
in
trust
here,
me.
Pat.
What a game one here. SSG is
nice.
outplayed 91 to 89, yet they win the
Gotta
game in
watch the boys.
overtime.
My
An unbelievable
stream
late game
labs.
run after what looked like it was
Yeah,
going to be
cut out
conclusive
early. I was
Optic
streaming, I
Gaming
was like, you know
control
what?
throughout
Take
the
a break.
entire mid-game. SSG
Let me
digs deep
grab
not
the
once, but twice to
shoe
take the
toy
game in
for the
overtime.
Belgo.
Talk about
You know.
Elevator Hill for me. Optic have such a strong
Reset,
setup. They
regained,
rotate
and
early to make sure they
decided to
get
come
it.
back
They
and
lock
at
it
least
down.
finish
Space
out
Station 4 dead.
HCS.
Everyone in the death screen. And they get broken off of that next push.
Space Station has to win
That
8
kind of
maps,
thing
man.
at this level, surprising
just
to
have to
see
win
how
4 in
good
the
these players
series.
are. But I gotta say, it was surprising that Optic sitting it that long. You saw Space Station have full control, forward in everything.
But, I mean, we made
to
that one
break
close,
that
and
hill.
Space Station's really good
But a
as
final push from Space
at
Station
King of
was
the
the
Hill.
difference.
They have
get
been
that final hill on
dominating
the board.
people on King of the Hill,
What
so the
a
fact that we
What
made
a
it a
beautiful game one.
2-3,
Here's the play, by the way. Penguin on the double stacks here with the camo, taking his time one by one. Then also make sure to get the trade here against Formal.
If
Not
that
even a
trade
trade,
doesn't
excuse me.
happen.
Stays alive beyond it. And
Yeah,
it plays
sorry,
like
if
that.
that-
We're
if
tied
that
two to
doesn't
toes
happen.
two that made
Penguin
things
is
really
one of
interesting.
mine.
Still
I've been
wrong
talking
for
about
Penguin
it.
to
I
turn the
mean,
game
this
on its
tournament
head.
has been his best
Here at the end
tournament in
as
a
well.
long
If he
time.
just connects with that headshot maybe on Eco,
If he connects with the headshot on Eco, if he connects with the melee, I mean, there's a lot
shoulder
there.
is not good enough to
Could've
hit with that
gone
battle
on.
rifle. It has to be the head.
Sometimes that happens, but we got a
And Space Station
Slayer.
flood into that hill to get it
Player on both
on their
CTF,
side
Slayer,
and take
Stronghold,
King of the Hill
Slayer.
recharge. 3-2.
Dare I
like
say it, I
Optic
think it's one of the best
Gaming's.
game ones of
I
a grand
think I
finals that
like
we've had in
Optics
a very
odds on
long
here.
time.
I
That
mean,
one felt like
Slayer
there was a lot
Aquarius,
on the line, and that's
PlayStation's good
because
at, but I
indeed
think
there
we're
is.
one of the better
Next up,
Aquarius. Slayers,
Slayer on Aquarius the
Oddball
previous
Live
two.
Fires,
Let's not
toss
forget,
up,
the last
but
two times we've
I
seen these two
mean,
play Slayer, they
I've
both
seen us
went to
have a lot of
Optic. Let's
clutches
take a look at the
on,
HCS Fort Worth stats
there.
all up.
Looking at these, you
Especially
can
on
see Optic have
Oddball.
been very, very good. Only one blip on their
I don't
record in
remember what
Slayer
else.
game
I was just
time,
looking
so
at,
a lot of the green walls
but
are
it's
like
okay.
about that. We talked
I do
about this a little bit
remember-
earlier though. SSG up and down after the work that they put in ahead
think
of
there
the
was
last
another
event
live
we had
fire,
in Salt
wasn't
Lake
there,
City. Where they
for-
knew their Slayers were a little bit up and down. And kind of looks like those problems have ruined their heads again.
And look at Lucid here with
I don't
several
remember.
asterisks on his side of the stage, and he's going to like that as he leads HCS Fort Worth in all three of these categories.
is going
1.58
off.
Slayer KD, 4K damage plus, and also a damage differential of over 700.
I will say though, look at the stats of Penguin. A player who you usually kind of think about being in that support role, where he's
Love you, Patty.
stepped up in this tournament, especially in
Remember-
these games. Game number 2 is live. 50 kills to win here on Aquarius. The heat wave is such a big factor.
And it feels like the
Added
heat has
heat live
turned
to
up
Aquarius?
in this building as well here in Fort Worth. Space Station now only 3 games away
I don't know
from
if you
sending us
saw
to a
that,
second
but,
best of 7.
there's
We'll
a-
the gaming tied to series
They
here
have
at
a,
1-1.
they call it the
We're underway.
QT, but
Game
it's
number
like
2.
a,
On board with Stella.
it's like a attack insert, but you can use it
start
at
this
any
game off,
time.
who's
Instead
gonna
of
place
like
that
when you
heat wave? Who's
die,
gonna place
it
for
does
that
it.
thrust? It looks like the thrust has
It's a
gone.
get out
Boundary
of jail
usually
free
the players
card
to go for
basically.
that. On the space station side, as
that's
we see the
not
pink
fun.
push coming in as both teams wrestle for control of that weapon we were talking about, and I'm pretty sure that Formal might have just got away with it.
And more often than not, you're seeing at a high level Aquarius, the teams are playing those openings a bit slower. They want to see how things play out just a bit in the beginning. And that has been no exception here. It's just 3-2.
That corrected. Formal did not get away with that heat wave. Not sure quite where that has gone. Usually it's in the hands
Are you
of Trippy.
kidding me? And they get away with that. Ooh,
Trippy
Trippy.
now does actually pick up
Get
two.
out of there,
Trying to be
Trippy.
hunted down right now and will be. Formal.
Nice.
A little
That's
bit
a
of help
tied
from
up.
APG, and at the moment, this pace of this game is
Nice.
trade after trade after trade on the pink side. Nobody coming out on top.
Yeah, they're coming in thick here, right? As we said, a slower start, and then all of a sudden,
like
everyone just
this.
started flooding here on the pink side. Will now be all 8 players alive on the map. Here comes the push from SSG.
They could be some really big grenades there, but
Some
nothing
bad
connects from
shots.
APG. Eco going to be challenging. Penguin picks up one. Bound
Lucid.
another. And that's going to be 3 dead for Optic.
Okay.
Gaming Trippy looking at all the carnage in front of him and thinking, "Boys, where did you go?"
We are just
He has to
not
retreat,
playing good
scatter
trades right now.
back to
We
the
gotta
teammates.
slow
He
it
will
down.
be able to do
work
so to
on
make sure
us,
the damage isn't too strong.
figure out
Space
where
Station
they
now
are,
up by
play
1
with the
here, 8-7.
information.
This is just a constant battle of pink at the moment, and there is the heat wave. Eco is the
Oh,
man who has it.
Trippy,
Trippy
that's-
trying to flank P1.
I like that.
With that thrust going to be able to stay alive for just a few
I mean,
extra
it doesn't
seconds.
work out, and it's one of
Just
those
caught
that you
off guard for
don't
a
like,
second,
oh.
But there's a little thrust move from him, but it won't keep him alive.
Penguin was ready for it here. 2 dead
It's
for
up
Space
2.
Station. That'll give Optic
Lucid.
Gaming now a 1-kill lead as the lead has just changed back and forth here in the opening moments.
QT coming up in a few moments' time as well, and that
QT,
might be something that
that's what they're
just
talking
allows
about.
one of these players on the map a touch
They gotta be
more
careful.
freedom than what
QT
they've had
is
so far.
really nice.
Formal, we've talked about
You can
him.
kind of just
That
run
first
out, and
event
if you're
we
about to
saw,
get
the Quantum
popped,
Translocator introduced
you just
into the
pop
game
it and
type.
get back to wherever
Seemed to be a
you
little bit
set
ahead
it.
of the curve and mastering how to get in and out as Bound. Well, he's getting in and he's coming out with 2 kills.
Hey, look at that. You see Lucid looking left and right, screen watching his teammates' screens to see those 2 deaths take place. That'll give SSG the lead now, 12-10.
1 kill here, but you would expect maybe a trade to come through unless Optic
Oh!
find themselves being held down by Lucid. It's a double kill, it's a triple kill.
Okay, Lucid.
And too many medals on our screen to really reward that play from Lucid.
Are you kidding me? Cool Calm collected the whole way
Hitting
through
that
screen
Kobe.
watching, gets the sidekick first kill on the jet, and then with the thrust hits the fadeaway for the double stick, making it a triple and the lead as well.
That's a shot.
16 to
Nice.
13
Trippy.
now. Optic with a 3-kill advantage, make it 2 as a couple of trades come through. Penguin comes out of that little situation. The sticky one over in the fridge with a couple of kills. So 17 to 15. And the sidekick again. We know how deadly this thing is short range. Penguin has the thrust. But that sidekick just better in that situation.
You get
I
the
don't know if
feeling
you
with
jump
Lucid here
there.
leading the game in
It's a
kills.
normal-
Maybe we're starting to
normally
see
I'm sure that's a
the
good
Lucid of
play,
old,
but-
the untouchable Lucid here as he's 7-3 in this game.
Confidence is a funny thing, right? As soon as it starts coming back, you feel invincible. You feel unbeatable. And maybe that's what Tommy Wilson is feeling right now. 8-4 at the start of this game, but now Optic are going to have to
Yeah,
just
they're
slow the
double
pace down
pushing.
for a
They're
second.
smart.
Couple of kills fall in the favor of
Play with your
SSG.
team, play to your team.
Just a 2-kill difference.
And Optic knows just how much is
Yeah, I
riding
don't know
here as the
about
game
that
comes with
jump.
1, right? They do not want to go 2-0 in this first series down. Trying to even things up here and stay on top, try to win this series
Interesting way
in
to
its
do
first
that.
set.
Penguin gets a nice trade there,
You
though.
also know
That's
that Slayer is something
21-22.
you
This is
rely on.
real
You know that
close. I don't
SSG
like
feel a
it.
little bit weak. The objective game type to win SSG.
Lucy, you are
Have been
filthy.
pretty good so far.
Nice.
So take the Slayer away.
Nice.
Tie the series up. It's almost a must.
That's 22-24. We like that. We like being up by 2.
SSG still just a 2-kill game.
That's a
Trippy
bet.
is in trouble up top. Has to retreat.
Okay,
to
I like
Jet.
that. Good
Things
jet
slow
play.
down for just a second yet again.
Where's the
Before
QT?
opening damages here.
We'll talk about Big Game Trip, a nickname which is
I wonder who
Even-
has that.
by other
That's
people,
important.
not one you give yourself.
Formal with one to
It
keep
needs
us
be
up
a big
2.
series coming in
Eco
from
for
Trippy. It's
1.
halfway through this game. We've hit the 25 kill mark at exactly the same time for both teams.
This is exactly how they would write the story, like you said. 27-27 now at this point. Let's get to it. Let's in here
Oh,
for Space Station Gaming.
One shot, P jump. Hey, kill me. Another P1, blue stairs. Yeah, blue stairs, blue stairs.
Oh, got one. It's tied.
Look at P2. I'm watching top blue. I'm watching top blue from fridge.
Watch yourself, Matt.
I'm going for
He's
yellow.
getting good shots.
No, yes, no.
They're blue flag, dude. One star side? Oh, yeah,
I think they're P guys. There's a guy P. There's a guy in the flag. Look at P2 still. I think yellow flag. Still look at P2. They're definitely in the closet.
blue flag and blue engine. Blue flag and blue engine.
Yep.
Yeah, one in the P tunnel, one in the P
Should I
tunnel.
push up to P2 or no?
Yeah, I think you should. I think we can blow out P now.
No, I mean they're here. They're here.
One in the P tunnel.
They're probably hiding fridge. 100%. Just chill.
One in the P tunnel.
We don't have eyes on P1 exactly.
On the bridge weak.
Yo, watch our fridge.
Stairs weak. Stairs weak as well. Stairs week.
Blue window.
Window weak. And
Yes,
Yeah,
QT.
Engine weak. Engine weak.
One,
He's gonna set it. Yeah.
One shot. Dead.
Foremost in the base.
Okay, push it.
Come here, Ben. One shot at me.
Yeah, that shit's pretty cool. You see how he just teleported?
He's
Yeah,
up
you
front.
got a
He's blue
free
tunnel with thrust.
look
Going
into
fridge,
there.
Going fridge.
Right.
One shot.
I think.
I said.
P2
as well. P2.
P1.
Yeah, there's a free get out of jail.
Nice. 2 dead.
P2, I think. P2, I think.
Pushing
Zane anchor.
Yeah, P2. One shot trippy.
Back into the game, and one of the biggest leads we've seen so far. SSG sounding composed, as they always do. The QT, a little bit of a difference maker there, but mostly Battle the difference maker. That opening damage, the opening pick, and SSG.
How did they go up by 3?
So much to admire in the comms there from SSG. That entire time during the standoff, they're just going into, we don't have eyes on P1. They must be
5
bridge. They must
seconds
be
on
front blue. They're going to
QT.
be in blue connector. The perfect communication to identify where each and every
Somebody
player
needs to be
was.
on that.
And you saw them pick apart the optic
I
roster
feel like it's
to give
vital.
them now,
Eco's
as
about
you
to
say,
grab
the
it.
first
Nobody's
3-kill
going
lead we've
for
seen
it
in
over
quite
here
some
on
time.
optic.
3 kills the difference. QT back up
They're not
as
even
well. Trains down
attempting.
bottom middle at the
There we
moment,
go.
Trippy.
Trippies.
Challenging
Finally
Penguin, but
trying.
Penguin has been
Okay.
shooting incredibly all tournament long, and there's another example of it.
It's just
Penguin could do
team
here.
shots
The
versus
3-kill lead
solo
becomes
shots
4.
is
This
what
is
it
now
is
the home
really.
stretch for
And then
Space
Penguin's
Station.
also
Can they
just
do it
making
again?
really good
Those big
shots
swings
right
in this
now.
game, though. It's been 1, 2, 3, 4. Nothing that's got out
That's
of
a
hand
good
for either
untradeable.
team, and there is Optic with the first pick themselves.
You know
Now,
Bound
what
is
can you
behind
make of
you.
this? Can you turn
Yep.
this into multiple
Nice.
kills? The answer
Yes,
is
you can.
yes. Lucid gets one.
Nice.
Formal gets one. Lucid
Lucid
gets
gets
2. It's a
another.
double for him. And
That's the
now
QT
we have
as well.
a tie game.
That was 3 dead here.
We like
Penguins still on
that.
the other
And
side
they
of the map.
haven't
Not
used
sure if
the
they know
QT
it
yet.
yet. It's split right now, so Optic needs to be
shots
very careful with how they
out of
play this.
Lucid.
Tied at 38 in game number 2.
16-9 for Lucid at the moment. As that QT just to retreat to his side of the map. And talking about Penguin, well, he's managed to scarf her away and come out of it with a kill. Never forget about Penguin. We've talked about this a few times, right? You can't lose track of anyone at this level. Penguin doesn't get that kill. APG will take him down. Now it's about facing forward as we're tied up with 11 kills to go.
This is nervy. We wouldn't have it any other way. Neck and neck at the 39 mark between these two. As you say, Lucid on your screen is 16-9. Unbelievable numbers in a game where you're tied.
On the other side of things is Penguin leading the way, 14-9. But where is this pick going to come in? 2 players from SSG. They're going to be on the shot grenades. Trippy's going to fly in. Can they get these kills though? Lucid will find one. Stella's going to challenge. Killing spree here for Lucid in the late game, but everybody backs down. Everybody respects that there's just 10 to go.
Oh, look at this eco battle here. Oh my goodness, gets the help as well from Trippy.
But the trade's coming elsewhere. It's still
They're just coming in
tied up.
everywhere.
41-41. QT just popped.
4 minutes on the clock, but you can almost be certain we won't need him here. Lucid finds another.
Nice.
2 dead for Optic though, needs to be careful.
Oh,
Stella though. Stella went in and got a double kill off the back of it. It's a 1-kill
how
advantage
are
in the
we
favor
letting
of
this happen every
SSG.
single time?
Lucid trying to chase down the damage and Bound will find another. So now it's 2 kills. And Lucid has to be so careful in this situation. Little bit of damage done, but has he been baited in? The answer
has
is
been
yes.
baited in.
Stella flies in to keep Bound
That's it.
alive. And SSG now within 5.
They don't
We are
get the
just
kill they
not-
needed. Lucid
we're
with the
not
thrust
playing
inside.
good
Thinking
right
thought he
now.
might at
We're not
least get
playing
one. He does
team
not get
Halo.
that kill. That now
We're
gives
very much
SSG
getting
a
faded.
2-kill lead, a 3-kill lead at 47 to 44.
We're
And in the
playing
late game,
trades,
once
but
again,
we're not
it's
playing
SSG who are
team
showing
shots.
that
Like
ice.
we're
3 kills to go now, but Optic will know. One good
we have a
push,
lot of
and
solo
it could
fights
still be their
on
game.
our side going up against team
As we
fights.
said,
And it's
very
not.
unlikely you would need
I
the
mean,
full
it's
game
playing out
clock
exactly
here.
as it should.
And SSG with the game in their hands, a
SSG is
3-kill
getting
lead
a
with
lot
3 kills to
more
go.
of these
The
angles.
opposition
Like,
from
look,
Stella, though.
who's shooting there with
Playing
Trippy?
on the
Trippy's
head
just
race, they
solo
get that
challenging
first
that.
pick. And the
You're
signal has been
not
given
gonna
here
win
for
those.
Space Station. Fly
Here
in,
comes
boys.
Lucid.
Let's try and close this one out. Lose
Yeah.
it down. Stella picks up his 17th of this
Here it
game.
comes.
It's one more to go for SSG.
And
You
then
gotta think,
APG's
they
just
know
sitting
it's
here
here.
trying to
They
play
know
a
it's here.
weird
Check
corner.
the fridge.
Looking for the
There it is.
leftovers. Eco's gonna find them.
I mean, what do you
SSG
expect? To be honest, I mean,
a 2-0 up in our grand finals.
Optic's
And I
got to
tell
wake
you
up.
what, if you were thinking this might
They
be
can
a
do
quick
it.
evening, well,
They've done it before.
quite simply, you might be wrong because
They-
we
they
are
have to
looking down
wake
the
up.
barrel of
They're not.
Optic Gaming.
That was a
Space
very
Station.
horrible
And a bracket
Aquarius
reset.
Slayer.
And let's not forget the
Out of
record
them.
that you saw on screen.
Lucid is
before
playing
this game.
great,
Optic was 8 and
but
1 in
the
Slayer.
team itself is not.
SSG was 5 and 6, and Optic had won both Slayers.
And it has nothing to do with kills,
in
to
the
be
matchup
honest.
prior with these
It has
two
everything to
teams
do
at
with
this
the way they're
weekend's
playing
event.
right now.
Instead, this time,
I mean,
it's SSG with
you
an
see,
unbelievable late game
what you're
run,
seeing
50
is
to
two of the
44. They will
best
close
teams
out
in the game.
And Stellar goes 17.
One of them's
and
playing
eight.
like a team,
That man
and
Stella,
one of them isn't.
17 and 8.
I mean,
And
Eco,
in that
7
in-game,
kills,
how
12
good
deaths,
was he, right?
and
Playing off the damage of
look at
others.
him,
That
2800,
push that they made onto the cartridge,
2800
he punched
damage.
himself out. He's like, hey, I've got information.
Took more damage. I
Stella's just
mean,
not showing whatsoever.
outright,
just using
Eco
the
played
geometry of that
worse than
round.
APG,
Pokes back out.
but the
Gets
rest of
that
the
kill,
but the
and
team
then
as a
you can
whole
just see the signal was to flood
played
from
amazing in
SSG,
comparison
get
to
those trades
Optic, and
close
that's
the
what
game
made the
out.
difference.
Exactly what they did.
Uh-oh,
They jump into
they
the
lost
highlights
connection
of
to
our
the
game
game
number two.
server.
And I gotta say, once again, so impressed with the listening.
I mean, it
from
also
Space
comes
Station
down
Gaming.
to
I
Space
think
Station.
It tells you everything you need to know
These
about
plays
this team.
where,
And look at this
I
play
mean,
from
Lucid's
Lucid that
doing
opened
something
things
like
up.
this.
An
Then you
unbelievable
have someone
triple.
like Stellar, I'm pretty sure right
Stuff
after
coming in
that
from
ended up
Lucid,
getting like
another
a
big
double.
play here with that
Like
side
he's
kick.
just
So
out,
devastating
he's
at close
outplaying
range.
people, and
But I think two
it's
pivotal
Stellar and
moments you're
Penguin
looking at,
really
right?
who are
The
evening
Stellar
them
play
out
at
on
the
the
end,
other side.
baiting and switching from Space
But
Station,
also
getting that kill
just
onto Trippy.
Space
And then
Station
just
in
before
general,
that, the push from Lucid
just
on the
they're
other
not
end where he
challenging
doesn't
anything
get the
solo
trade,
basically. Like
doesn't
even
get the
here,
kill.
Right here.
okay.
This is the
Like
play you're
here,
talking about.
there's
Take a look
two
at this.
people here.
Cannot finish bound because Stellar flies in to help out. And there was a
Or
lot
you-
of pressure there. You might even say, here's the play you were also talking about. Stellar with perfect timing there. They also double teamed the back of the
Thanks,
base with
man.
Lucid, who might have gotten away with that had they not. And then
Yep.
after that, it's just a matter
But
of
that's the
checking the
thing.
bridge. They had
You're
3 eyes on
playing
it.
these
And they
solo
closed
plays,
it out. But I couldn't agree
and
more.
you
There was a
know,
lot of pressure
I
on
don't know. I
Lucid
feel
there in
like
the
you
opposing
have to
jet. He
realize
stayed
in the
there
middle
because
of
he
that
had the
game,
sidekick
right,
thrust
that like
and
they're
was going to be able to win a
challenging
1v1.
at
The
least
1v2 was
2
too
at a
tall
time.
of an order for him.
And if one's
just like
challenging
that,
you, that's because they
in
have the
your first best
information
of
on
7,
you, and there's a weird
SSG
angle
will
that you're
take
about to
a
get
2
shot
to
from.
0 series lead.
At least
Now,
that's what it
game number
that's what it
3,
seems
Opal
like
Light
looking
Fire,
at
the
it
two
from
best
my point of view.
teams
I
in the
don't
whole
play
of Halo, which is
Halo.
a
I'm not
wonderful thing
editive
to know,
Halo
as you can see.
player. I haven't played
Opal Live Fire is
Infinite
your map
in
number 3. It means we're going to be back and forth.
like a
For
year
Optic
at this
Gaming,
point, I
it
think,
needs
but,
to be a
I
win.
mean,
Numerous reasons for that, of course. They want to get this closed
I
down
can
for the first
understand.
series, but
I can understand
just
something
feel
simple
when
like
you lose
that.
two close games
It's just
like
the
that,
fact of
it
like
hurts
team fight
so
difference.
much more than if you kind of get pushed aside, knowing they're maybe not your game types, maybe ones that you know
I
you
don't
need to
think
do a
that they're
little bit of
checked or
work on.
anything though.
But for Optic, 2 close ones to come that close, find yourself down by
Indeed.
2, it's tough to take.
It is tough to
Take a look
take,
here, your
but
objective kings on the screen. Eco versus APG. Let's talk about the ball time per game. Both of them clocking in
And see?
60 and 80, respectively, on the board.
APG is
40%
playing
of
better.
time for APG. That's quite
But
a margin.
Yeah, certainly is.
It's the
indeed.
rest of
No
the
surprise to see
team
the KD a little bit higher for
that
Eco.
on. Well, it's not even the rest of the team. It is the team. Just not working together. I understand they have their own roles, but I mean, as far as when it comes to hitting your shots and getting the enemy team eliminated, so that way you can carry on to that objective time, I feel like it's a pretty common sense thing to have your team shots. I'm not saying don't take singles, but I mean, if you can get like a team shot, get a team shot set up if you can, you know?
Seconds prior to the play
It
can
just
even be
works
seen,
out
right?
better.
The team comms on Optic for these ball rotates can be absolutely incredible And more times than not, they are
Oddball,
led by
live fire,
APG.
CTF
Let's keep a
Argyle.
close eye
Worried about
on
CTF
this game to
Argyle.
see
If
exactly
we
how they're
don't
moving the
win,
ball around the
if we
map.
don't
I
win
think it
this
might be a
oddball,
difference maker
I
as
mean,
well
we
as the play
definitely
balls
don't.
on
We're
the
going to a
insane
second
game.
Yeah, the one
best
thing
of
I love
7 if we
what
don't win
Optic
this
do as well,
oddball.
sometimes they'll take that ball out on the
But I don't think
overshoot
we
side.
win
They kind of
CTF
fake it, right?
Argyle.
They'll start rotating, just walking it one way.
Now, I could be
Corners
wrong.
come in and they're like, hey, the
And I'd
goal
like,
is Garrison.
I would love to be wrong. I'd
Then
love,
they
I
just
mean,
turn
even if we
around a
lost
few
this oddball,
seconds
I'd
later,
love to
that
see
internal
an
path of
Argyle
what do we wanna do?
recharge
What do we want
solitude
to
live fire
read
win.
our opponents,
Don't get me wrong,
believe we're
love
about
it,
to do, and then
but,
changing it up. So difficult to
I
read
just,
Optic gaming with
I
their
mean,
ball rotating.
Space
Same thing
Station
you say
Gaming
about Space Station,
are
the way they get that
filthy.
ball to
This is
green.
the old
And not
Cloud9
just for
that was
players
giving
as
us
well.
problems
they
way
hold
back.
down green so well, Space Station, and usually you'll see him keep that ball on the map as well.
Couldn't agree more. And when you have those players on scoreboard and window, and you have B spawners and nest spawners, the second you can fake
And I'm
it,
pretty
go
sure
into
Worlds
tower
is
and
our
change
next
the complete
tournament, so
routing of
if
your
Optic
opponents
win
can
this,
buy you so much time and buy you so much advantage.
I mean, they're coming into
these games.
form. If they win this and then they win Worlds and then they win again, that's it. I mean, that's Jordan-esque right there.
Also, of course, decked out
That's
in
2
Championship
three-peats.
Sunday whites. And Optic Gaming fans will be very happy to see them returning to the grand finals.
Got to say, just kind of going back to what you were saying as we got into the first game of this grand final. Crazy event, upsets galore. Everybody
Crazy
in this
event.
tournament has lost a series, yet we still find ourselves with 2 Titans at the end of it. Here's your
Oddball live
2023
fire.
map records, and you can see Optic Gaming perfect
Horrible and Slayer
on live fire.
recharge, Stronghold live fire.
Feels like a story of
Slayer
old.
live
Optic
fire,
Gaming and
11
live fire, guess what? On oddball, they're still perfect, as you say. 5-0 up against Space Station's 4-2.
Our Argyle
The
is
stats
bad,
would
bad,
suggest
but
that
I mean,
Optic Gaming
Space
will have
Station.
this one in the bag, but SSG might have something else to say. Here we are into game number 3. SSG currently leading 2-0.
Space Station looking to go up by 3. What a start that is. APG
Wow.
had no chance. Multiple guns
I mean,
straight on him. And Stella,
absolutely
he's already got the
bodied,
sniper.
bodied,
And Trippy is already going to sleep.
That's
It's
just-
4 dead
I don't even know
for
what that
Optic
is.
Gaming.
That was
the
just-
perfect start here for SSG.
4
Just got
dead
outshot.
in 12
Give me
That's
Stella
crazy.
POV. I'm sorry to jump in. He's hitting everything.
12 seconds it takes them to
This
get
might be
4 dead
this might
on
be
this
Space
game time.
Station's to play.
Dangerously
Yeah, he
efficient
is.
this team,
Stellar
and
is
they
shooting,
already
bro.
lead here
That's scary.
15-0.
We gotta
Space
shut him
Station
down.
is looking dangerous.
Heat wave, ball, snipe. Oh, momentarily overshield as well. We forget about that though. As that does get taken down. 20 seconds on the board already. As Stella looks to continue his reign of
We just
terror.
gotta annoy Stellar.
And if you
That's
didn't
it.
catch Salt Lake City, this is your player to watch
Oh
here
my goodness.
in the Halo Championship Series right now. Stellar has been putting on a show. Not just this weekend, but of course in
Stellar's
Salt
the
Lake as
best.
well.
I
And now, they
wholeheartedly
now
think
lead
Stellar's the best
31-0.
player on this team.
4-0 off the rip here, Stella.
And there's nothing, I mean,
And I said it's a reign of
Optic
terror.
are doing little to
Excuse me.
nothing,
Well, it's been
really.
the reign of Stella recently. Looking to clean up yet another one. Before was giving him the wiggle, still manages to snap on.
Stellar finally
First time
cleaned up.
he
That's a
goes into
3
the death
down.
screen. It's a killing spree
We
alongside
like
it.
that.
35 points off the rip here for SSG, but Optic have slowed things down.
Slow things down. Let's see if they can work together here. It's a very nice nade off the wall to clear out Bound, and more damage as well here from Lucid. Heatwave in hand.
Turnover of weapons.
Wow.
Weapons versus
We're
bodies.
gonna
Bodies
walk into
usually win.
those.
Eco taken down as well. Things
That's
starting to
the
get a
way
little bit
to play that.
scrappy here as the ball is secondary, but Space Station just sneak away with it, having picked up a couple of kills. Now keeping it overshield, excuse me, side of the map on live fire. At this point in the game, pretty smart, but the numbers are a little bit scrappy. Keeping it here with the OB coming up,
What's
a
the
smart play
play?
from SSG.
We're on
Let's
the
see how
other side
SSG
of
plays
it.
this. Penguin plays that so well, just isolating one sandbags battle. And the whole time, as the whole team comes over now with the overshield pop, it will be shrouded. Bound does not pop first. Look at the confidence there to win the battle
Crazy.
first with the team and then pop.
We are
Really,
getting
really smart stuff from Bound, making
outplayed
sure that Optic
completely.
don't get their hands on it, that they will fall to the floor.
I mean, this is just
And now,
a...
Space Station with the second
Yeah, we're just
overshield of the
getting
game.
worked.
Bound on the hunt. APG, ooh, a little bit wobbly, a little bit weird, but Bound comes out of it with the right result, you would say.
I love the micro there from Bound. He just puts the box, even though it's a bit awkward, he just puts APG in front of him. He's not going to allow himself to
Yeah.
get backlash from a
We
weird
are
angle.
just getting
He just sits there.
used
Even
to
though the
fuck with
melee
it,
is funky, the
honestly.
first one, he still wins that battle, and they now lead
I mean, we've seen
61 to 8,
cold. I mean,
and they
maybe the
still have a
second series
two-man
is
slaying
different. Maybe
advantage
we just
at
gotta
the
warm
moment.
up.
Don't quite
Yeah, I mean, it
understand
has
Bound's
been
stats
3
right
series.
now.
but-
I'm not quite sure how it works. Bound is 2, 5,
What
and
the
4, but it feels like he should have 20 kills. Finally, Optic Gaming
That's something
slowing
nice
down
for
for a
our
second
side.
to get a hand on that odd ball, which is a 62
We
to
gotta
13.
play-
and
we don't gotta play
SSG
perfect,
have
but we
been
gotta
on
play
fire
damn
at the start of
good.
this first round.
It was a 3-man advantage here for Optic. However, all 8 players up now, and the first pick is going to go to Optic, but it might be traded out here.
Penguin flying in as well. 2v2 on the map. Good shots coming in from APG though. Really
Nice,
smart
APG
angle there
really
to take him down, but here comes Stellar again. Almost
Nice.
lines up the second one. Watch the shock when he doesn't hit the head.
I was going to say, every time you see the sniper in the man's hands, it feels like you're watching a highlight reel. It's hard to distinguish what's real live gameplay versus the highlight reel with Stellar's gameplay these days. 2 dead for both sides
Gets
yet
him,
again
but
here.
that's a nice
It's now
trade.
62 to 14 with 3 minutes left on the clock.
We haven't
Now
touched the
Mad has
sniper
been
once,
just
I don't
effective with
think.
this sniper rifle. It's got it back in his hands. Penguin, standout player for me on SSG so far this tournament. He will fall though.
And we still
And
managed to
Optic
turn that
Gaming
into 3
get the
somehow.
kills they
That's
need
nice.
to finally
APG
get
hold
some
that.
semblance of a setup here in Garage.
Then
3
Bound
dead yet
gets
again. It's
one
very
on
good timing, very
Wilson.
important timing here for Optic Gaming as they continue to get the ball placed here. Overshield popping in 10.
Overshield coming up. That's why you see Informal change his direction. Oddball is going to be dropped. They decide to fight for this one. Winds it up, but doesn't get to pull the trigger.
Keep an eye on this overshield popping right now. This is a big, big moment in the game here. Will determine the direction that it goes.
3-man push here from
Yeah, but we
SSG,
got no
trying to force
pressure
the
over
bag.
here. Nice.
Shots come in though from Optic Gaming. They
grab it,
don't
though.
get the burn. SSG, that overshield is still down somewhere. They pick up
Nice.
3
That's
kills,
the
and that's going to be the
overshield from
first OS now.
You like
Going
that?
over to Optic.
Still got the
And
ball
what
though.
timing there. 3 players stacked, as you said, from SSG. It'll be 3 players falling. And Optic Gaming, though they trail by 50, let's get into a listen in here with Optic.
Now, lead door now. Two big door now.
Who's one?
Big door, back green, is two there.
Yeah, watch
Absolute
that,
back
watch
green,
that.
absolute bound.
Back to me, Penguin.
He's getting time.
Whole team,
One shot.
whole team.
So one shot, man. One shot.
2 back green, guys. There's 3 back green.
Try to watch your back green, Matt. Nice back.
I'm back,
Two.
Oh, Matt, that's
Back green,
beautiful.
I'll
Nice. Penguin's got it though. Ooh. Ball's still there, ball's still there.
Yo, stay up, guys. Stay up.
That's good, that's good.
Wait,
Love that.
I'll stay here.
Love that.
Guys are gonna go.
Watch
Pillar,
bottom
go.
in. I'm in.
2 A plat, guys. 2 A
Hitting my
plat.
white wall.
He's weak.
I'm just gonna play this.
Two shot, one shot.
Play this,
One
play this.
shot, man. One
I don't got nades here.
You guys almost back green.
APG with one, that's nice. That's 2 here.
We got one. There's still one more back green.
Look at you, look at you, look at you.
Two Stellars dead there, nice.
I think pillar door. I'm not sure.
Watch her grab it. I'm going for it. Yeah, heard it. On ball, one shot,
They're
Penguin.
beating this.
Pillar door, really big Penguin.
Watch your elbow. Watch your elbow.
Nice, that's it. That's on
Don't
ping.
get training. Get it. One shot. Training after that. Training.
Training half.
On that way, nice.
Watch training. Absolute. Going cuts. Last guy cuts. Absolute. Here you go. Going A plat. Going A plat. He's just sitting. Just sitting. Cuts. One shot. One shot.
Dummies again. Two there.
They're staggered,
I'm dead.
chill.
I'm still on Ovi. A plat.
I'm dead.
Already A plat.
Ready to play out green here. Ready to play out green. Nice shot.
Yo,
Milk time here.
listen, they're playing for Obi. They're playing for Obi, okay?
I have. Go eight. White box. White wall, guys. One shot. Nice.
Yeah, it's starting to heat
You guys are
up.
playing around it. Deep dummy door.
Nice.
Key door, money.
Let's go.
Get ball, get ball.
Half shields, jail.
The ball, bring it back. One shot,
Nice.
Okay, we got it.
I was like,
Bring it to me.
Could be back.
Watch your own back. Watch your own back.
Yeah, watch out for combo. Go
Pillars.
Get away from that.
I'm gonna fight A. Look at wait. Just hold down for a second. Yo, sniping elbow, Brad.
I'm looking at button. Nice.
Yo,
nice on.
Optic staying
We
calm in
played
the comms.
really good.
And that calmness is bringing results. They are
Starting to
starting
heat
to
up, I
put full
think.
time
Ooh,
on the
Stellar.
board now. 2-4 for SSG, and it's a 20-point
Matt
difference.
shutting that down.
And it was all
Love that.
about those rotates you were mentioning, Andy.
Beautiful rotates.
We
You
need to
also saw
keep-
that SSG split
we
a
need
bit.
to keep
Stellar goes
Matt
back
off
green
that
during
ball.
the overshield push from SSG. They try to kind of
Popping
play
off.
both sides of the map, and it really costs them. Optic Gaming takes advantage of both. They get the kills at green. They get the kills on Obi. They get the Obi itself, and now they're just 10 points away on a massive comeback.
Ball has to be played though. Selfless play from APG initially. Doesn't come out of that with a trade though. 3 dead for Optic. And that ball is being cycled away back to tower by SSG. One more opportunity here, maybe for Optic to break, to get that ball out of their hands. It's Bound who has his hands on that off ball.
Oh boy, Stellar was ready for the dummy door push as well with that first kill. 5 seconds left. This could be the round.
This should be the round as well. Bound gets
yeah,
pushed. Can he hold
when
on
we
long
played
enough?
that
Yes,
ball.
he can. SSG.
We did really
Get that
good,
first
and
round on the
then
board.
we rotated over to tower,
You
which
feel like
I
Optic let
get.
too many
Tower's
points
a
go
good
away off the
position,
board early in the game.
but then we let
Cost
them
in the end,
collapse
despite
really
a
quickly,
heroic comeback
and
of about
there was
60 points to get
I
back
don't
into the
know,
game
we
and
just
just about
didn't do
tie it
anything
up.
with it.
All it took was one final hold from SSG and one final
There we
4
go.
dead. They now lead in the game, 1 round to 0, and only 1 round to take the game.
Tribute doesn't get to pick up his favorite toy this time around. Stellar's read that one before. Takes that green gun bottom middle, takes him down. As now Bound is going to have his turn with that sniper rifle. Penguin there to help him out. Overshield coming up in about 5 seconds time. And all the kills seem to be falling initially to SSG. Trippy! Bound puts him on his backside.
Nice.
Even tries to go for more
That's
there,
a good one
Lucid.
from Lucid.
He's going to be very thankful that he's able to end that run now. Eco with the overshield and a lot of OS to play with here with the squad here on
nothing
the OS
going
side
on
push.
yet. Oh,
Love how SSG always position that overshielded player
there we
into
go.
the most
Good
dangerous
play.
position where they have
Nades,
to take the most
nades.
fire. But if they
Over
come out of
nades.
it alive still, they will deal so much damage. And Eco showing exactly how to play that situation. APG taken down as well. 3 dead here for Optic Gaming. The odd ball should be collected here
You
by
got
Space
people
Station.
weak there.
3 dead.
I mean, I
You hear
guess
the
they don't
overshield
know.
timer as well, and you see the ball being skirted out. Eco just going to hold down this cut side, and they're probably going to pick up this next kill as well, which will be big. They maintain the man
Wow,
advantage.
nobody's hitting shots all of a sudden.
Another kill, 3 dead yet again. APG is your last player alive for Optic.
I mean, we
a lot of
keep-
people after
we just keep
Salt Lake City would
throwing
have said
our
Stellar's
lives
the best
away
player in the
like
game.
that.
Guess what? Right now he's 21-12 in this game as well.
Yet again, Stellar just with
Why don't
a
we play
ridiculous
this
playing
way?
performance. Former gets one, immediately traded out.
I don't know.
Eco with a
don't know.
sniper rifle.
Hard
Let's
watching.
talk about Stellar and Penguin, what they can do with this weapon. Bound, ridiculous as well. Only 1 bullet to work with this time for Eco. Didn't really get a chance to show us what he can do.
Minor man advantage here from Optic. They already trail by 20. See if they can get the opening kills here to get a real hold put together as his overshield pops.
Overshield coming up now. Take ourselves back to round 1. Very similar thing was done by SSG, holding the ball on this overshield side of the map so that they could hopefully get the ball as well as that overshield. Well, this time it's SSG who break Optic Gaming's hold. They get the elbow and yet another overshield.
Just a cage match
It's
there. I
hard
love
to
how Eco
watch,
says,
man.
get me into the shroud. I want to see what's going on in here. And Formal actually goes for the grab. Eco gets the melee as the overshield's still falling, which allows him to pop it immediately. However, they find themselves 2 dead, meaning Eco needs to take this a little bit slow.
Eco will try and keep
I mean,
that
we
pressure
did
on
good to get the ball.
Slow down that
Have
awful
good
time.
positioning.
Hoping there'll be some teammates coming off a respawn
mean,
to
we're
help him,
still-
but I have to agree with you. Maybe just a little
we're
bit
down.
overzealous.
I'm surprised to see
Playing
him
off the
apply that
back
much pressure on
foot,
window. It was a
keep
1v2 and the help was
reacting,
coming, as you see
not
just about a few
making
seconds
anything
later. We'll see if it
happen.
pays off for them though.
Oh my god! The 180 stick on APG, he had no chance.
I'm not gonna lie, it pays off for him because I didn't account for the 180 stick for Bound
We're
on
just
the
not the
doorway
better
to get
team
that
here.
play put
We don't
together.
look
That
like we're
means
coming out of
SSG will
winners. That's
continue
crazy.
scoring.
If you had that on your bingo card, you're a liar. It's as simple as that. Eco just patrolling around the overshield at the moment as Bound picks up yet another. 16 assists in
We really
this game
don't-
for
we
Bound
really
as well.
don't
Slaying
look like
damage
the
down
better
all
team.
around the map, and look at this score. 62
I mean,
to
it's not
17.
even
Optic,
close.
who have been perfect on this game type, being taken apart.
3 dead here.
No, yeah.
Eco's your last player alive for SSG. Maybe a play ball here.
It's
into
not
the
even
open field,
close.
Or maybe just
I
gonna hold
mean,
window.
Space Station are making us, honestly, they're making us look like an LVT or a Shopify. Well, not Shopify, because Shopify is actually pretty filthy.
Chooses just to jiggle peek
But
around
I
that
mean, they're
pillar
just making
instead.
us look bad.
Knew that help was arriving from
Realistically,
Penguin.
outplaying us
Optic, 3
everywhere.
dead, Stellar. Looking for more
They
ball
have
time.
looked like the better
location
team on every
boosted as
single
well.
game
Who's gonna
mode,
be top
every
mid last
single
alive?
round.
And Stellar now showing that he
Besides
can hold an on ball as
game
well.
1.
Lucid has to wait yet again. Lucid drops
Map
actually, and some
1,
pressure is coming in here from the B
We
side.
actually
which
made
means
it look
Stellar has to drop and
competitive,
shoot for a moment.
and then since then,
runs
I mean, it's been close but not
Maybe a little bit
competitive.
of a miscommunication there. That Stellar was still in the vicinity. Easy double kill here
I
for
mean-
Bound, who's flanking. It's a wingman medal for Stellar as well. And I swear, every time a sniper rifle falls, it falls in front of Stellar. It's another overshield here for SSG. Optic
Like, what are we
have
gonna
had
do?
one, I believe,
I
across
don't know
the
what
2
we're doing
rounds.
at this
I'm not
point.
gonna lie, with sniper in hand, overshield and ball, this could be the round. This actually,
I
this
wish
could
I
be the game
knew
right here on this one
more.
alone.
To be honest,
Quickly manages
I
to
wish I
punch
could
a hole in
understand
himself,
more
which is
because I
a few
feel
seconds,
like
right?
there's parts of it that I'm just
Stellar
not
punches the
understanding
hole in
because
the
I don't
ankles
play
of
enough.
APG.
But it's just
There's a
like
second for B.
frustrating to
Comfortable double
watch
kill for him. Formal going to be
because I
challenged.
feel like I know
Oh,
better
he's gonna
players.
do
Like
it!
this, I mean, what are you gonna do?
Bound
Stellar's
steals it
just better
away,
than the
but
rest of you,
Stellar-
apparently.
The reign
Well,
of
not
terror
apparently. Stellar
continues.
is. I mean, he's
We
just
hate to say
playing
we
much
told you so,
better.
but when all those weapons and things come together here, especially a sniper in the hands of a red-hot Stellar, it could spell disaster for Optic Gaming. 10 points to go.
Stellar says, hold that up, ball, guys.
Yeah.
I got this.
GG, go
Lucid
next.
taken down. Eco combining with Stellar
Just get ready
once
for the
more.
next series
So
because
many
we
times
ain't
through the
winning
years
the
we've
next one.
seen it.
At Argyle,
As Optic have Formal
there's no
left
way
on his
we're
own.
winning that. We're getting
Stellar with some good
bodied.
shots there just to buy a little bit of time for the teammates to fly over. The kills picked up, and now it's all up to Lucid here, but the Shroud is going to
The
help them
Shroud!
get away.
The Shroud helps him get around this corner.
We don't make any space.
3
They pick
seconds
it
to
up. They
go, and
run away.
SSG will go
They
up
go.
by 3. 1 map away from
It's just
resetting the
like-
bracket. SSG, they want to play some more Halo.
Optic didn't even come.
They do indeed.
I don't
Look at
think
this.
Optic showed up.
Barely any reaction from the SSG side, making game 3 look very easy. A 2-0 win involved.
It happens.
We talked about how this is a rematch from the Halo World Championship Finals. Well, funny how history repeats itself sometimes. SSG dominating in this first series. Back at Worlds, they reset the bracket, but then there was that infamous team talk from Optic Gaming, where they came back to the stage and things looked very different. They were the team that ended up lifting that trophy. The question is,
I want it to be like that again, but I mean, like, they are not playing good.
Probably best to start it now.
Space Station outslays in this game as we take a look at some highlights. Beautiful play here from Bound. 94-70 in the end across the 2 rounds. An enormous slaying margin, an enormous score margin as well.
I mean, are you surprised? That's the real question. Overshield
I'm noticing
up,
a lot of these fights.
Overshield picked up by SSG. And it's easy to say, yeah, you've got to get a few more overshields. By the way, that was just like... That was just a hidden play, wasn't it? Just a classic Bound play. Not many can do. This play from Stellar as well, absolutely ridiculous. I would say, by the way, he is a quarter shield as he slides down, cuts, sees the shots coming in, just smokes him. Absolutely disgusting.
You gotta wonder if he had a word with Bound there.
I would.
Robbed him of the overkill on the main stage at a time where you could have said he probably had the luxury to give him the overkill. In the end, though, all they care about is the game wins on the board, and you're looking down the barrel of a 3-0 Space Station
I hate to
lead.
say it, it's about to be a 4-0. I don't think we don't play this map bad.
Will be your next battleground.
We're not. This map always gives me anxiety. Every time I don't think I've seen us win this map yet. I know we have like twice, but I have not witnessed us win this map.
From resetting this bracket, the 2 players we're still looking at on this map, in this series, excuse me, Penguin and Formal. We looked at them coming into the series. That's the difference. Penguin outperforming them at the moment.
Let's not forget, Formal was big on the KD as you saw coming in here. And of course, SSG has so far shut him down to a KD of just below 1.0. Can they do it again? 1 game away from resetting our grand finals. Or can Optic Gaming stay alive and still try to win it here in the first set?
Space Station's been playing all day.
Some of the best players in the world, some of the best snipers in the world.
Trippy.
To put on a highlight reel for us here. Such a difficult map to score on, though. We've talked about this a lot, Andy. We saw Space Station go to a double overtime, of course, with Quadrant a little bit earlier on. They really struggled to get this game under their belt. Maybe there's some good signs for Optic there.
You have to think with a game type like Argyle CTF, this is now an opportunity for Optic Gaming to catch their breath for the first time in this series. A slower game type that often can end 1-0.
We have let this man get the sniper too many times.
Less
He's
scoring
literally
on the board, maybe giving
he's
Optic
a
Gaming an
problem.
opportunity to find their composure,
We cannot
find their footing
let this
here in the grand
man have a
finals,
snipe.
truly for the first time.
Like,
I was about to say, I have so much respect for our observers, by the way. They catch so much of the action. But the job is very easy when Stella gets a snipe, because he'll just run at you and give you clips.
Unbelievable there. Trippy spawns in and doesn't even get a chance to check his laces before he
this
gets
is a
absolutely
map.
whipped and 2 dead. Here comes the flag run.
Trapped at the back of the base as well. Stella in front. Optic Gaming 2 dead. A huge opportunity here for SSG to get this first flag on the board. They've almost got it past the 50-yard line. 2 dead for Optic again. Penguin's out of here. He's got that flag back home almost.
Stellar's flanking around the base. He can't even find anyone to kill. He's going to probably get these last 2. He gets the first one.
He wins it.
Stellar had to look around to find the opponents. He gets the killing spree. The flag goes in. Space Station already leading 1-0, and it takes them less than 2 minutes to get the first flag on the board.
This is terrifying from SSG. Finally, they're slowed down a little bit. The pressure is still on the Optic Gaming side of the map, though.
Suddenly,
Optic
and look, he's right there with the snipe.
Can't get a kill at the moment. He's been in the death screen 4 times. And he's yet to register a kill himself, and, well, Stella's got another sniper rifle. Finally, Optic get up to that 50-yard line. Bound picks up the first kill, though. Lucid has a sniper rifle himself, and he's got to try and match what Stella has been doing. If Lucid can catch fire in the way that we know he can, that's Optic's way back into this game, if he can hit a few headshots.
Stellar snipe
right. I think the Optic
literally
Gaming
looks
roster
like
needs to
mouse and
realize, remember,
keyboard
still just a
whenever
1
he's
flag game here, even though that might have been a little bit
whenever
deflating,
he's
disheartening
aimed
to
in.
see that flag
It
go in as
literally looks
fast
like
as
he's
it did.
flicking like
With
he's
as
on
difficult
MK.
as they are
I
in
know he's
Argyle,
not.
still a
It's not
lot of
literal,
games
but
on
I
the play
mean,
here.
it's mad.
Confidence from Stella jumps up top middle, hits the body. As Lucid now starts to hit a few shots. You can see him in the kill feed. Pressure starting to come in, but does have some support of
Keep the
teammates.
boys alive.
Find it difficult
Stay your lives.
to get any kind of clear angles at the moment, though, Lucid, that are really going to progress his team up the map.
Important shot there as they were 2 dead. That's going to even things up just a little bit more here. And a very nice double kill killing spree comes in for Lucid. However, Trippy's your last player alive.
Trippy last alive. Penguin will take him down as well. Eco just escapes, denying that line of sight with the grapple as well, trying to get pushed by those respawners and taken down, but smartly again positions himself in a way where those respawners on the side of the map aren't going to
We get kills, but we haven't made anything out of it.
You can already tell with the flag
Every
on the
time we
board,
get
Space
kills,
Station
it's
playing
not
is a little
quick
bit
enough
differently, right? They're
succession.
playing
There's too many
really
trades.
obnoxious here for mid-map control. Stellar still sniping, Eco just grappling around and
I don't think we
controlling
know
and
how to
patrolling.
play this map well. I think we know how to play the map. We don't know how to capitalize.
Former going to be challenging aggressively. Eco, wow! I tell you what, had no right to get that
It's a
trade.
double.
The trapeze artist closes the distance with the grapple and forces a trade that, to be honest, he had really no business getting. It's a very nice technical play there from Eco on screen. All 8 players up, still 7:45 left on the clock. A lot of time for Optic Gaming to make something happen. However, right now being outplayed 29 to 20.
I don't have as much.
I think you're right. SSG, after getting that first flag on the board, they don't need to push the pace. No intention of getting too aggressive.
Happy with 2.
Just trying to hold the map, trying to hit these body shots that are just completely slowing down any push that comes in from Optic. But bound under pressure now, APG looking to ramp things up a little bit here for Optic. Gets inside of the base for just a second there. But at least gets past that 50-yard line as Formal also picks up a few kills. Lucid coming back for more. He's got that QT as well. It's 3 dead momentarily for SSG as he's trying to hunt down a Penguin.
3 dead. It will be the 4th dead eventually, not consecutively. However, they will get the kills. There's your 4 dead. Stellar has spawned. Lucid with snipe and QT. Let's get to it. Listen with Optic Gaming.
We don't do anything with it. I have no pressure. It's crazy. It's crazy to me. There's no pressure there. There's just so many useless kills, I feel. I mean, I'm not a pro, so like, I don't know. Like, I could just, I might be talking on my ass. Like, that's 2 down. And I know that there's a spot, like, they only have 2. We have positioning. And then you know there's gonna be one in the spawn. That's a good shot. Capitalized. There's only Stellar left. Grab that. One did spawn. Eco. He's there. Nice. That's a good one. That should be a relay.
Where's he going?
I think you're good. There's no sight. There's no sight. There's no sight. I blew it off the map.
Yo, our elbow, guys. Our elbow. Sign us up.
Playing for a sight. Playing for a sight. Playing for a sight.
Step is up. Let's
I
go
mentioned
comms.
how Lucid had to step up, hit some big headshots.
That's
It's exactly
unfortunate.
what he did. Went on that beautiful run, and Optic Gaming get a
I
foot
hate
on
to
the
see
board
that.
here. It's 1-to-1,
But
one
it's
flag in for them.
1-1 now.
Surprise,
We
surprise.
like that.
Lucid
They're in
again,
this-
14
they're
to
in
7.
this
As you say,
space.
absolutely popping off in this game
Nice.
so far. 3 dead though
The
for
issue
Optic.
is
Trippy was
it's
your
just
last player
Trippy.
alive. He will be taken care of. Here comes another SSG run, and this could be
This
a
is probably
heartbreaker for
one.
Optic if this next flag goes.
Worked so hard to get that flag in, and now you got to go through Penguin, who's got that snipe. Lucid taken down to no shields. Lucid taken into the
Taken
death
down to
screen.
no
He'll be having a
shields,
little
and
sleep
look at that,
himself as
that's
Penguin's
fine.
still alive. Throws the sniper off the map smartly as well, meaning that Optic don't have any long range to stop this run. Eco will run it in, and having worked so hard, Optic, they find themselves now chasing the game once more.
And just as quickly as you thought, this was going to be Optic Gaming back in this series. They're 3 dead again.
They allow us
after
to get a
that
flag so that
cap
way they
as
can
well. Less
they
than
can
5
gain
minutes left on the
positioning so that
clock.
way
We
they
were
can
just
rally
tied
a
up
flag
1-1,
after we
and now
cap. That's
the
crazy.
danger zone again for Optic Gaming. SSG in control of
There's
not only the
levels to
scoreboard but the map
CTF.
as well.
Bracket reset is
It is.
looming here.
I don't think that we're
For
on
both
the.
of these
I
teams,
mean, look, they have
bound, he
another.
slides out, he gets this one round the corner. Eco's got his cutoffs as well. Stella
Okay.
picks up one. APG
mean,
with a
what are we
vital
doing?
win. A vital win for Optic to keep him alive. But
Why did
can
we not
Bound
clear out our
beat
base
him?
enough?
Can he win this race?
Doesn't hit the drop side right away. That results in a flag fumble momentarily, and
I
APG
think
has a
they have
follow-up.
enough.
Gets the
They're
next kill
close
as well.
enough.
What a play from APG, by the way. He might have just kept Optic alive in this game. Wins
Definitely
that
did.
VR fight. Stays alive. Comes back into it and gets the return as well.
Oh yeah.
APG
It's good APG. I like that.
putting Optic on his back.
I don't want to talk
What
shit.
if I ever need a
I
favor?
don't
I'm
think
calling
that they're
APG.
playing bad
Unbelievable to
individually.
win
I
that
just
battle
think
from
as
the
a
bottom
team
of his
they're
base,
not
from the
capitalizing where they
depths
should
of the
be. I
map.
don't think
Then
that
wins
they're
another battle in the mid map,
playing
then gets your flag
correctly.
return and keeps your team alive. Still just down by 1 flag here. 3:55
also
left.
getting outshot.
Could be
Not
gonna pick
gonna
up
lie.
the kill after the damage done by APG. 3 minutes 50, like you say, here to play with for Optic Gaming.
Actually, maybe not.
Lots of time for them to work with. Oh my.
It's not even. I mean, things like that.
Lucid's thinking, no, I've just hit us. Oh, I'm dead.
Cheeky reversal there coming in the stick. Of course, Bound hits an angle like that. Two of the best players to ever play the game up against each other. You're going to get a guaranteed good battle just like that. Formal stays alive on the engagement.
That's the level you're playing at. You no scope someone below you. If it's not a headshot, you're probably going to die. Ridiculous stick coming in from Bound, but Lucid's got that sniper rifle again. QT going to be here. Not sure they know where that port exits. Bound has no idea. Bound gets taken down. Where's that flag though? Is it still moving here for Optic?
Still moving, has not been returned yet. They're on the re now. Great work here from our reservists to jump right away on that flag, but there's no one there for the touch.
Optic going to instead choose to try and force their way through the screen side of the map. Bound trying to cut that off for SSG, as you can see on the player outlines. I've got to say, a little bit surprised that maybe Optic didn't go back in for that flag. Haven't worked so hard to get it out of the base. There was an opportunity.
We've seen
Man,
this movie
going
before.
down.
Stellar here with the sniper rifle in the late
It's
game.
Lucid
However,
with
2 of his
one.
teammates down. Can Optic continue
Man,
converting
Trippy
here? Here
in
they
the
come for the
back.
pull.
That's a pull.
Stella has to hit some shots. It's Stella
Nice.
versus Lucid. Two
Stellar.
dead here for
They know
Optic
his
Gaming, and Stella
location.
knows it. He's just trying to buy time for Bound to
Bound
get
got
back into the
one.
game. He does it. It's a ring
Don't
around the
worry
rosy at the
about
moment with
Stellar, just
Lucid. You
worry about his
cannot find him.
location.
And now that he's got a little bit of space, Stella will survive and
Yeah,
post up again with his
bro,
snipe.
he just-
Lucid was your last player alive. If Lucid
We've
can
had
turn around here and
two
flank,
pulls
maybe
and
still
we
get a
just
flank
haven't
touch. It's still
capitalized on
possible.
it, which is
However, he
crazy
retreats.
to
That
me.
flag should go back for SSG, and we will likely be both flags back at home with 2 minutes left.
Two dead though.
That's 2 dead,
Three
but
dead.
it's
Stella
not
now
gonna
left on his own once more.
Oh,
there it is.
no.
Tarzan
Then
even
Trippy
needs to
better
get the
turn
beat down.
around for
APG
APG.
challenges.
Oh.
Stella going to be lining it up. APG should be challenging. Gets the kill as well. And
Formal
Formal has
got
the
it.
snipe. There's a chance here for Optic if they hit these shots.
Still 2 dead. They still have the advantage. Can they convert? That is the big question. Shots like that from Formal will
Yeah,
help.
they-
3 dead
I think
again
they
for
can.
SSG.
That's 3
Optic
dead.
Gaming poised to get a game-tying
Gotta
count. Can they do it
capitalize.
with 1 minute 37 left?
Formal spotting the
No.
overextension as well. Bound
Nice,
taken down.
Bound.
Formal in a great position
Oh.
to take down these respawners. Can't quite connect. But where is that flag? It needs to be moving here
It
for Optic.
needs-
Has-
Yeah, it
they're
does.
trying to get these kills first.
I don't think.
Not enough kills. Trapped on the
kills?
elbow, though. Here comes Optic Gaming.
One grenade can take down 3 players here. Oh, Formal
Formal.
boots the door down. And surely
Filthy
now
kid.
Optic have to
I
swarm
mean,
and
you
get this
have
flag
to.
moving.
Bound is your last player alive. They need the kill.
They don't.
Flag is moving.
They just need the position.
Penguin though, he's there. Stella with the nades as well. And just inefficiency from Optic in those final moments as Eco comes through.
We don't capitalize.
Optic 4 dead. And the flag.
How
goes back
many
home.
times do we?
That flag
That's a.
comes back home on the
I mean,
sheer
that's 3
presence of
dead,
Bound.
4
On the
dead. How many
backstairs, there
times?
was
And then
not
we
enough of a
just
flood, not enough
just
of a collapse from
get
Optic
the
Gaming.
flag, run
And
it, play your
somehow
life if
Bound
you
and
can,
the spawner
and
Penguin
then we
will
just
get the
don't.
flag stop before
We
it even
don't.
leaves the base.
We are
40 seconds
missing
left.
steps,
Now
and they're about to
forward.
watch. They're about to
He
cap
said,
a flag
"Okay,
on
that's
us.
enough of our base,
They're like,
Optic. We're coming
hey,
for yours."
look at this.
Eco's gonna
This
get
is
the
how you're
last kill with
supposed to
4 dead
cap
for
a
Optic,
flag.
and
I
wouldn't
don't
this be
care if you
a kick
have
in the guts for
positioning
them
in the
to find
back.
themselves
All I
in a
gotta do
position
is
to
run this
maybe
flag
tie
right
this
here,
game up?
play my
Now
life.
you're having to defend your own flag.
Oh boy, look at
Kill
Stellar.
Lucid.
Repulses to stay alive
He
from the
knows
grenade.
where
Also
Trippy
gets
is
an
'cause he's got
angle from the
position.
sky.
Yep.
He's gonna keep going
Gets
with
rid
this.
of that. That's crazy.
Forces it
And then
forward,
does
Optic
this.
3 dead, and it is going to be the case.
That's
It is
what you're
gonna be
supposed to
the
do.
horrible pill to swallow. As
We are
Forward
getting
last
dog
alive.
walked
He's just
right
gonna have to
now.
watch SSG.
Lucy gets a stop though. 6 seconds left, and this should be it here.
Yep.
The clock will count down. Optic cannot get in position to pull that flag. Stopped on the line. SSG.
I am a little frustrated because that's
They
just,
reset
I
the
mean,
bracket
to
here in
watch
Fort
people
Worth.
play a game at a
They
professional
dominated.
level and for them to
4-0
look
win.
that bad. I mean, look
And
at,
I
yeah,
think
look at the Optic
that
fans.
about sums it up. Green wall fans in the
Sorry,
building, not pleased
Nope.
with what they've seen in the first set. You will
Yeah, I
see
don't
the Optic
know.
Gaming and SSG members exit here for a short break.
They gotta do a
And
pep
Mark, you
talk or
mentioned it.
something because
We keep an extra energy drink on
I'm good
hand
on
just in
watching
case the
that.
bracket gets
I'm
reset for
gonna
the
play
first
some
time this
ranked play
season.
if
Those
we're
are
gonna
about to
play
get
like
cracked
that.
open.
I
Here's your
mean-
stats from that final game of the first set. Space Station will outslay 71 to 65.
Time for a bevy here in the caster booth.
I mean,
Grab
Stellar
one at home
literally
as
had an
well, 'cause we got
11
another
KD,
series to
bro.
get through between these two teams.
He's playing
But
whatever
the first
game he
series
wants to
was
play.
all SSG, a 4-0
SSG, dude.
series result. Stats in front of you. Eco leading the way in damage. Excuse me, sorry, Bound leading the way in damage for his team. Lucid on the other side for Optic Gaming. He carved a path for them to get that flag, but the immediate, almost counter cap that came out of SSG was the final blow in that game and series.
Look at that series layout. That is devastating for Optic Gaming and Optic Gaming fans. And I think the only glimmer of hope that they have right now, as we take a look at some highlights from that entire series, is the fact that they have been here before. They've been reset by SSG, and the last time it happened, it still resulted in an Optic Gaming World Championship.
That was, I mean, that was quick though. That was a quick 4-0. That wasn't even close,
The last
dude.
time these two teams matched up,
Optic, I mean, Optic have to like, if Optic come back and win this next series, which they can, it's gonna take one of three things happening. SSG, or it's either gonna take them playing the best Halo they've played this tournament. It's either gonna take that, or it's gonna take Space Station Gaming playing some bad Halo, or it's gonna take a little bit of both. Because
to the Fort Worth Grand Finals, and
I
there
mean,
will only be
we
7 games
literally got outclassed. It wasn't close.
separating these two teams.
Map 1 was close, and that was it.
Bound is probably the most bound play I've seen in quite some time. I mean, he looks up. He's like, right. He's like, yeah, you. He's like, yeah. I stuck you. He's like, cool. See you in a bit. That's kind of the conversation how it goes down.
Look at this, Bound staying alive. Bound is your last player alive on the stairs, and it's a 3-man
Last person
flood.
play.
Look at
That's
the nades
literally
that's
all you
coming.
have to do,
Hang
dude.
with the spawner. Bound stays alive the entire time. It can't happen if you're on the
Not
side of
getting
Optic
correct
Gaming.
position.
It can't happen. Bound as that last player needed to get flushed out. Optic Gaming fans not happy with the result, and also
part of history now, guys.
not being happy getting caught in 4K in the crowd as well. Hey, if you show up in an Optic Gaming jersey and you sit front row, you might be part of the show.
Hey, maybe they'll be celebrating a little bit later on. Hey, another series to go. Nothing is done here in our
No.
grand finals. We are
Hopefully
resetting
this next one
the
is better.
bracket. Whoever wins this next series will, of course, be your champions here in Fort Worth.
Because right now it's not looking good.
And Space Station, I'm sure they're ready to go right now on that. So, they have stepped away for a few seconds, but I'm sure if they had the option, they'd just get going right
Yeah,
now.
right
I
there.
think they'd love to go right into the game. I think
That's
both
what we're
teams
looking at
take a
right
very
now
short
as
water
far
break.
as the
And for Optic
reset.
Gaming, very much needed one. As you said, they'll be undoubtedly
can-
chatting through what they need to do in this series layout. You can bet they're also going to be looking at this exact
do a little bit of
list of
this,
game
huh?
types that you see on your screen here. This is your series layout for the Grand Finals reset here in Fort Worth.
Starting off with a bit of CTF Imperium, my
HCS.
favorite game type to watch. So much fun to see the best in the world with all the power weapons and goodies they can get on their hands. And then we move to Slayer Streets,
that
which we have
down
seen
there.
some extremely close
I like that, I
Slayers
like
on
that.
between some of our best teams here in Fort Worth throughout
We've
the
got
weekend.
Empyrean
Strongholds
CTF,
Recharge, game number 3.
Street
King of the Hill,
Slayer,
Livefire, Slayer,
Recharge
Aquarius is gonna be in
Strongholds,
there
Live
as
Fire,
well.
King of the Hill,
And then we
Aquarius
got
Slayer
Optic
again,
Slayer,
Streets
Solitude,
Oddball,
and
Solitude
Out.
Slayer.
Get the
This
feeling,
is
Andy, we
a
might be seeing
completely
some of
different
those later
series
game
right
types
here.
with the way this series kind of just
Besides the Slayer
Be a little bit
Aquarius,
I certainly hope
and
so.
I
I'll tell
think
you what,
Recharge
CTF Imperium, I'm
Strongholds.
going to say the same thing. Even though we did not see Optic Gaming take CTF Argyle, I think CTF Imperium is a much needed game type for Optic Gaming in your game number 1. If they come in and they have to play Strongholds Recharge right away, I think they could just get caught flat-footed once again, and SSG could run away with that. I think CTF Imperium, if played correctly by Optic, could once again be a moment to take a breath in, take a breath out. Let's get some flags on the board and let's play our game. However, SSG is going to want to do everything they can to make sure that's not the case.
Yeah, I agree with you. I think CTF Empyrean is the perfect map to get your fundamentals back on track, right? And for Optic, they're going to have the opportunity to do that. But what a whirlwind of a series that was first up. We need to give some credit to SSG. 4-0, having fought their way through that elimination bracket.
Yeah.
A lot of talk after Paul saying, hey, what's going on with SSG? You know, are they not looking like the champions that we saw just a month or so ago in Salt Lake City? But, I mean, they are looking like the team to beat for sure now.
Yeah, you know what it reminds me of? We said maybe that loss against, keep in mind, it's an open bracket team, very well-known open bracket names on LVT. However, it's a loss to an open bracket team for Space Station, and you and I were thinking, maybe the best time for a bad thing to happen. It was the wake-up call SSG needed. They have been on an absolute tear through the elimination bracket, And now that 4-0 was one of the fastest rapid resets we've even ever seen. The score lines were absurd. They outslay every game, and they are looking dangerous.
Well, that is the first series done and dusted. A little bit of time to reflect upon what we saw while the players get set up for the second. The bracket reset is just around the corner, but it was going to send it over to Lottie and the guys on the desk to break down what we just saw.
Thanks, lads. Yeah, it was very fast indeed, that series. We talked about how hot Space Station Gaming were going to come out. The momentum coming from that team was something that was so difficult for Optic Gaming to go, having to warm up against, kind of go into things, and it was really difficult to slow them down. But Space Station Gaming have just been lights out since SLC.
Don't judge me for the
blankets. A couple of hiccups every now and then, but looking across this grand final so far, 4-0, the stats are on show right now.
Don't be jealous because I got a blanket and you don't. I don't care if it's 108 degrees outside, it's 25 in here.
The most eco of 1.19, and Stella's obviously been lights out. It's actually really strange to see Bounds going negative so far in this series, considering how well his teammates are playing. But at the end of the day, that doesn't really matter too much.
No, it doesn't matter at all, especially when you win 4-0 against how well this Optic Gaming roster was playing. But if you want to call anybody out for really elevating their game into this grand finals, you got to talk about Eco. He was negative going into this series, but for him to have positive results when his team needs him most, that is the big difference to me right now.
This is my baby boy right here.
Gaming and Optic, as Eco has stepped up this time around. And with that, they look primed and ready to go the distance of this second best of 7.
They certainly do indeed. I want to talk quickly, Tony, about Live Fire. Live Fire tends to be one that Optic definitely favors. How did Space Station just
Let me see if I can do this.
I mean, for me, it's really the dominant performance that you saw coming out of Penguin, like you said, not only in the slays department, not only in the damage department, but also those assists on top of that. It literally spread across the entire series. It really, Penguin, he's a game changer. He might just be MVP if he keeps playing like this.
He absolutely is my MVP for SSG this weekend. He is playing lights out.
He is playing lights out. It's not just statistically either, having fantastic gameplay coming forward with slays, but just the heads-up action that we have seen time and time again. We've seen it countless times on Argyle. He has been the anchor for this team, but he knows exactly what he needs to do to step up to the mark and really push this team forward into a win. We're looking right now at our reset. And Tony, are you seeing anything in particular here that you want to point out? Are we seeing any repeats in this grand finals reset?
For me, I really want to see King of the Hill again. I mean, mind you, Optic only lost by 1 capture within that King of the Hill, and it was recharged, which might favor Space Station Gaming a little bit more. For King of the Hill in that game number 4, we're actually going back to live fire. So I'm really interested in that game number 4. I think no matter what, we're not going to see a sweep. I think that game number 4 does favor Optic, so at a minimum, we should see 5 or 6 games this series.
Yeah, I really like this map way out for Optic to really have a strong bounce.
I think people are too worried about what favors Optic. You gotta realize when you have VOD, when you have VOD, I don't care if, I mean, that's the thing, when you have VOD of somebody in an esport, like, if Optic's really good at Slayer Aquarius, which they are good at Slayer Aquarius, well, you see, you can go back and look at all their games that they've won or lost and see what they're good at and what people have been able to do to pick them apart in order to beat them. And you can incorporate that.
And although you're coming off a 4-0 sweep and now you're resetting the bracket, you feel the pressure of losing 4 straight games to this team. You need to figure out a way to win a game early in this second best of 7.
You certainly do indeed, and I think for Optic, the rebound and the bounce back is on. In terms of the maps, though, it definitely favors SSG in terms of the stats. We've got a 44-15 stat record for Space Station Gaming and a 35-20 for Optic. But I do truly believe that Optic having a little bit of poor results this season has definitely implicated those results. And I think here we are seeing a completely different team in Optic Gaming. So don't be too afraid of that, folks. We also do have an update on our KD leaderboard right now, and some shifts have definitely been happening with all of our players amongst that. The slays have been coming in, and we're seeing actually that Formal and Lucid is still here, but Stella, yes, you're right. He's 4th on the board with a 1.21 average right now. Lucid and Formal have dropped down. We've got Royal 2 right up there. I mean, he's just had to have his time, doesn't he, on the board?
Guy's always up there.
He's had to have his time with a 1.3 averaging here. Of course, FaZe out of the tournament right now. Looking at your grand finals with Optic and Space Station Gaming. And we see 3 players on the screens here, making the most. And I'm really hoping this duo awakens Clutch with Lucid and Formal once again, because they have been working together so well. And for me, Formal stepping up as a main slayer this tournament has been absolutely huge in terms of the success that we've seen.
W streams,
He's
easy
been
streams.
unbelievable up until this past series where he was maybe not off his game, but maybe not as loud as we've seen him throughout the entire tournament up until this point. I think Optic were very quiet towards the end of that series, and I think it's partially because SSG did such a good job of getting the power weapons. The S7 was always in their hands, and it was at times where Optic didn't get those power weapons where they found themselves really losing those games in significant score line margin right there. So I think if Optic can do a better job of getting
power weapons,
more of the power-ups, power weapons throughout this next best of 7, they will stay in this series much longer.
Tony, your prediction
I think
of Space
Lunchbox
Station
hit him
game
with
is
some
looking pretty
knowledge,
good right about
and I
now,
think
but
Formal and Lucid.
can
I
Optic
honestly
game
look.
clutch up and provide the ice
Everybody,
on that main stage. We'll find out right now. We're
half
going to head
that
back
team,
on over to our casters for our grand finals
Formal and
reset.
APG.
You're hearing that right,
APG
people.
has been playing
It's over to Bravo
forever.
and on set.
Formal's been a Halo pro, been a world
Thank you
champion
very much,
in Halo,
Lottie and the guys on
been a
the
world
desk.
champion in
He
Call
is
of Duty,
indeed
so he knows what it takes to win
Very
championship.
excited for this. The first time
And
we've
then
seen
you
it
have
all
Lucid,
season.
who is a
First time we cracked
filthy
open
and
Bevis, it's time
phenomenal
for us to see
talent.
some more Halo.
You have
Now we
Trippy,
find
who is a
ourselves
great
essentially
brain in
in one
Halo, and then
series
you
to
have
decide it all,
Lunchbox,
right?
who's a
Whoever
proven
wins this
vet.
next series will be the
Coaching,
champions here in Fort Worth. This is going to be a series layout.
Best
Just to
way for me
remind
to
you,
describe how I
SSG
feel about
winning
this
that
team
first
is like,
series
this is the
4-0.
Warriors.
You have to wonder what was said in the Optic camp.
You really
This
do.
is
I
like
have to agree with
KD
Lottie and the
Warriors.
guys. Optic Gaming needs something on the board, something
they're
to hold on
stoppable.
to, a foothold, something to give them a little bit of hope in this series, and it needs to happen early on. And
Never
you're a
feels
fan of the green wall, and you're thinking hopefully it becomes a little bit of something in the form of flags in this first game number 1 of the Empyrean CTF, a classic Halo game type to kick us off in the Grand Finals reset.
Well, the SSG fans were certainly loud in Salt Lake City. The Optic fans are going to have to be just as loud here in Fort Worth if they're going to get their team back into it. Give them that energy, give them that momentum to turn this series back around. CTF, Imperium. Let's start this bracket reset off.
Tell you what, for those of you who came here in the room in Fort Worth, you got what you came for. A fantastic grand final, 4-0 in form of SSG resetting the bracket, sending Optic technically to the elimination bracket as well. And as you say, Mark, one series to separate these two for all the marbles here in Fort Worth.
The overshield's going to go into the chest of bounds to start things off, but Trippy did open up with a double kill, so he should have secured some sort of power weapon, or maybe
he's literally the only one that's done anything right now, and I love that.
Scoping across map as well with that S7
far,
in
so
his
good.
hands. A good start here for Optic, but there's the response from SSG once again.
I think Optic Gaming realizing they've been here
Love
before.
that.
Everything's evened up now. Ooh, nice little backlight though. Does come in.
Knife on Stellar, I think. No,
Formal
Bound.
has the
Bound
rockets.
has it.
Use the rockets. Eco!
It's a mist.
Has the snipe. Did he connect with that? Has he taken the shields down, or will Formal be able to
I'll be right
survive in
back,
this
Trev.
situation? Formal buying so much time, and here comes the Optic help. He's got the repulse as well. Formal's still alive. APG gets one, and all of a sudden, APG finds himself on the back door, but there's Bound with a kill.
That big kill here for Bound. They pick up 2. Now it's 2v2 on the map. Big responsibility here for Trippy. I think he's in trouble with those nades.
He turns the corner, though. He turns the corner, and here comes Lucid. APG, though, last alive. And it looks like Space Station will hang on
Wow.
and send that flag back home. But boy, that's close.
An electric start here. And a very, very important set of plays from Bound at the top tower to stop that flag run. You feel like in that situation, as the next push develops, Optic Gaming needed just a little bit more pressure on tower from the first BR from Needles. They weren't able to do that. It kind of let Bound really get away with murder up top.
Oh, Trippy once again. King of the green box at the moment. 4 dead for Space Station. Stella just come off the respawn. As Optic Gaming once again push across that mid-map. Trippy just waiting for the help to come in from his teammates. Bound trapped in the corner. Survives for now. Lucid gets that first pick. Now the push could be executed here by Optic. Bound taken down. Here comes the push. There's the repulse again. 4 dead for SSG. That flag's on the move.
Beautiful by Trippy. Look at him on the pit box there. A little bit of damage into cuts. Comes around. Gets more damage into Stellar. Knows that Bound is still there. Finishes the kill on Bound. And repulse into the flag means that flag is coming home for Optic Gaming.
Optic Gaming run it home. And all of a sudden the Optic fans make a little bit of noise here in Fort Worth.
Like we said, they needed a reason to believe. They needed something on the board. And it comes in the form of the first flag cap and the first item on the scoreboard for Optic Gaming here.
Double kill for APG, rockets in his hands, and I've said this before, but no one knows this map better. Every single inch, APG knows it. And now he's got a rocket to play with as well. Bound has that overshield though. APG does a great job to negate that. Now, if he can take Bound down, there might be an opportunity for Optic across the map to get a flag moving. Formal was taken down though.
Enemy flag returned.
Yo, can anyone look at their sign?
Sorry, I'm gonna do it.
He's just saying that they're baiting. They're waiting.
Two green, push our green.
Tap shields, pushing our green,
Pushing our green now, now, Tommy. Our green's up, nice.
Nice, they're green,
They're two, sniper down.
Alright, sniper courtyard.
I'm gonna watch her long.
You could have just looked it up, I don't know. I got a heat wave, I don't even hear him, I don't hear him as 2 at all. I think he could be sword. Yo, literally just keep playing for Matt Snipe, okay? Yep. I'm just saying S2, okay? Yep. Just keep getting different angles here, alright? Yeah, I hear that. Yeah, sniping sword. He backed up.
Yeah,
they're S2. Yeah, I'm gonna go sword with heat wave, okay? I'm going sword with heat wave. Yeah, sniping and sword.
Yeah.
Chill, 2 guys mid burst, 3 sword side right now. 3 sword side.
Sword now.
I'm half shields. I might get hit. Yeah, they're training stellar.
I'm gonna back up.
Yeah, I hear them walking on me. On
Bridge.
Yo, mid bridge right now.
Our shorter about.
Sword still on a bridge.
What? 2 guys on custom. They're hitting our training. 2 hitting our training right now. 2 hitting our training.
Our cuts guys
When they went back, our sword still.
I wanna go.
Our sword still was sniped.
Our sword side, I got one.
Two.
Sword window, going our core.
Our core sign. One shot.
He's our
Our flag green.
first.
We got flag guys.
Nice, Joey. Two dead.
I got nade from bridge side. Guy around here.
Yeah, heat wave was. I hear that. We need to get this next heat wave.
Absolutely long seller.
Green, go.
Dead. Two dead.
Joey.
You're first.
I'm pushing baller. I'm playing court. I'm in court.
First. It's Mauler.
It's on Mauler.
Go behind me, guys. Our side. On our side.
First. Two first. We can go.
Well, a little bit of a surprise listening, but we heard what Optic are all about. A defensive stand initially, and now they get aggressive. A killing spree for Formal. Optic trying to pressurize the SSG base.
I gotta say, based off the first flag cap and what we just heard in the listening, it feels like it's a different Optic Gaming here in this reset. So whatever they've said backstage has gotten them this far. It's a lead in the game after 5 minutes of play.
Trippy, I tell you what, he's 15-8 in this game, and the amount of BR battles that he's won on the map, very impressive.
He's popping
For a
off
big
right
game
now.
Trip. Bound though, he's got that overshield, takes down Lucid, should be a pretty comfortable double kill for him. And that's exactly what it will be. Now Trippy, you got another battle to win here, but this time it's against Bound. He's on a double. Can he find 3? Of course he can. The repulse on to get that angle would have caught anyone off guard.
Very nice angle there to avoid the lift as well. Little plays like that buy him extra shields here. Still 2 dead for Optic Gaming.
Big defensive play there with that sidekick. Space Station, keep the pressure on though. Keep flooding forward. APG moving through the pit will take down Trippy. Stella now going to be taken down as well.
Nice.
2 dead for SSG. This is a dead push.
That listing is just a great opportunity from Optic Gaming. We saw the composure from their back pit, from their plat, knowing exactly what they needed to do here to shut down the push. You heard Lucid saying things like, 2 players coming are training right now, and they're catching them off guard. This would be big if Lucid could steal the snipe as well. Stellar might think about playing it.
Might be thinking about it. Maybe should have done it.
Doesn't get the play.
Now Lucid's got it, and Lucid says, hey, I'll get it off the map for you. So Optic have the advantage. Having a sniper rifle on the map, SSG, they have none. Lucid being a pain here as well for SSG to deal with, and all the time that he's distracting, you know that the rest of Optic are moving up. Stellar comes back for revenge and gets it.
Important shot there from Stellar. If he lets that go longer, there's a good chance it ends up trading, and I think Stellar needed that on the push. Here comes Trippy back.
Nice.
Nice little reset there to clean out the base.
Just to highlight how good a game Trippy's having, by the way. The next closest to him in kills, Bound and Formal on 10 apiece. Trippy's on 19. 19 kills for Joey. As Optic now approach the 5 minutes
He
left
is
in this game,
not
Mark, and if they can
consistent,
go forward
but
and get
he
another
is
cap,
one
they
of the,
might be
he
back
can
in
be
this
the
series.
best player
What a story Trippy's been across
play-wise on a team.
Becoming one of the best players in the game in, game out statistically. Cheeky backwag as well. Alongside the mid-bridge, as you say, less than 5 minutes left in the game, and Optic Gaming for the first time in our grand finals is outslaying their opponents. Right now it's 49-36 in the slay category.
Lucid trying to stay alive as well, but the help is now coming, and all of a sudden, Space Station have pressure on the Optic base. Formal has to win this. Formal does win this, and Formal might be able to take down Stellar as well. Huge
Nice
defensive
shots.
plays. from Matthew Piper.
Is that 1v1 an
They got
indication?
rockets, though.
Is that telling us that we have a different Optic Gaming in these grand finals? That's the question.
Formal
So
picks
where's
up
the
another
rockets
kill as
off
well.
them?
The Rockets have been
Nice.
used up here.
Nice.
Lucid goes forward.
That's
It's
three.
3 dead for SSG, and there's an overshield in front of you.
Nice.
Another one. Picked up here by Lucid, and Optic looking different.
4 dead. Penguin's your first spawner. He tries to get sneaky in the corner. Lucid was wise to it.
Nice,
He'll
that's
trade
two,
again.
though.
It's another 4 dead for SSG. Here comes what could be Optic's second flag run.
Needs to clear out Stella, though. Optic know this more than anyone. They're not going to force this flag. They're going to play for the kills.
Yeah, they can.
This time it doesn't work out, but the pressure on the base
3
was enough.
minutes, 50 seconds.
Found. Shredded.
Nice.
But that's all
There
right.
is one there. One in the back. They gotta clear him out. Nice. There's one more in the back. Nice. That's 3.
For SSG. Eco was your last player alive. 3:33 left on the clock, and with
Eco is
each
close.
passing minute, Optic Gaming is closer
Nice.
to closing out this first game. But still 3.5 left against
This
SSG.
is
Easier
good.
said than done. Can they hold?
Well, we're going to find a heat wave here. Can't quite get it. There we go. Picks that one up. As now he can hold down the sword side of the map. Eco going to be up on that tower once more. Has no idea. And maybe, just maybe, SSG looking a little bit flustered here. Still time for them to play with. But that's the second time we've seen Eco kind of caught off guard on the tower.
I think it's really like we talked about. Optic Gaming needed a game type like this. Find some footing. Allow yourselves to
I
talk
thought it
through
Lucid.
each and every play. Empyrean CTF really offers you that luxury. And they've taken advantage of that to the fullest. 2:45 left on the clock.
Can't quite connect with Stella there. Now have to wrap back. Has to hit some more
Oh,
shots.
they are
Penguin's got
playing
snipe
on
himself as well.
mouse
So
and
this
key, I
could be a
guess.
battle of snipers right now. Lucid, if he hits a body,
I saw
if he hits
R
a head,
reload.
then Optic move one step closer to maybe closing this game out and going up 1-0 in the bracket reset.
Look how Trippy and APG stack long haul. You can almost bet they're going to get this kill. They do. It's a perfect piece of teamwork there. Take a look. Lucid just quarterbacking from the top turret. He's able to tell exactly what they need to do around the long haul and the needles to pick up those kills.
I will also say though, this game plan from Optic is risky because if they don't get the kills, they give up their side of the map and they will be forwarded on
There it
their
is.
side of the map.
exactly what
Lucid
you're talking
has
about.
to hit shots as now SSG recognize they can flood through the long haul.
What can Formal do here? Formal and the kill feed will be big. He does get at least one trade. OS drop is here is big, and Luce is going to win that 1v1.
4 dead for SSG. The
Minutes
defensive play
left.
works. And now it's time to
APG's
go
got
forward.
rockets.
1 minute 50 on the clock. Optic have rockets. They have Lucid with snipe, and they have an overshield. Go and win the game, Optic. You can get this first one on the board.
APG realizes it's go time. 2 dead. He's going to fly in, just clear out the other side of the mauler. Eco's your last player alive here. He gets him without trading. It's big. That'll be another 4 dead.
Oh my
that flag
God.
will continue running, and you
That's
can
game.
bet it is going home.
APG is decimating. For Optic Gaming, he clears the way for Trippy.
That's a much better. That's a
But
much
the
better
green
game.
will
Actually.
get loud. It's 1 flag at the moment, but in about 5 seconds time, it's gonna be 2. Optic
That's
with their
game,
second flag on the
really.
board.
I mean,
And
it's
with
not.
112 on the clock, you feel like that
They've
is the salt in
got
the
to
wound,
be
the
careful.
icing on the cake for Optic Gaming and the green wall. Now, 60 seconds left of defense for Optic Gaming.
Bounce steps on that landmine again, and now it's just a
Yeah.
case of racking them up.
That's a fun.
For
That's,
Optic Gaming, the hard work
play
has
of
been
that.
done. 2 flags converted as Trippy approaches a 30-kill game.
having one hell
Make
of
no
a
mistake,
game now.
take a look at the kills category on the space station side. Trippy almost doubling that of anyone on the SSG squad. 30 seconds left.
30 seconds left. Just about enough time, you would say, for SSG if they are perfect with this run.
30 seconds remaining.
Looks like it's not going to happen, though. 2 dead, though, for Optic. Trippy with his sidekick. Pressure coming in now. 20 seconds left on the game clock. It will have to be back-to-back. It will have to be perfect. But again, you've got to deal with Formal. He'll find 1. He'll find 2. Making a trip on Formal. 3 dead. He shuts down SSG single-handedly.
Seconds away from the overkill, but what's most important, as Lucid looks towards his teammates, for the Optic side, is they will take game number 1 of your grand finals reset.
We love to see that.
Don't go anywhere. Optic are back in this series.
Unbelievable
Those
game out of the
emotions
boys.
have changed.
And that's what
Optic
was needed.
refocused,
You're not playing on
revitalized.
mouse and keyboard, but I definitely saw an art reload. Is that just because the observer,
How
I guess?
quickly things can change And I do
I know the
love
observers are obviously
that a member
mouse
of
and
the
keyboard.
Greenwall has
They're
become our
switching between the
thermometer.
boys. And
Our check
the
on how
boys
the
over on
Greenwall
Optic and the boys
doing.
over on Space Station.
If he's smiling, Optic's winning. And right now he's smiling, along with the rest of the Optic Gaming roster. They will outslay their opponents in that game 89 to 57. Yeah, he's back in it. And the Greenwall's back in it as well.
If that man's not running around with the game tag, the emotional thermometer by next weekend, then I'm going to be disappointed. But for Optic Gaming, signs of life.
Slayer
Don't get me wrong,
Streets.
let's not get ahead of ourselves. It's the first signs of life we've seen.
Slayer Streets.
Swept aside 4-0 in that first series. But my God, for the confidence, for the belief that you can win this, Andy, you gotta win that first game, and it's exactly what they did.
CTF, I know it's Empyrean CTF, and I'm sure that they're good on CTF Empyrean or Empyrean CTF, but I mean, to win a 2-0 CTF after being 4-0, that's a good
Empyrean
weekend.
CTF is just what the doctor ordered for the Greenwall. APG refocus as well on your screen. And as we said, outslaying by over 30 in that game. That tells you a lot about this team being reset. We're getting ready for Slayer on Streets.
Slayer Streets, we've seen Optic win tournaments on this game type. Speaking of stats though, so far in this tournament, or I
We've
should
seen
say
them
in this
lose
season,
tournaments in this game mode
Slayer
too, though,
Streets
so
6-5 for Optic, SSG 9-1. One thing I will look out before we head into Streets is this run from APG to secure this second cap.
full
I love
faith
this
at this
look. Quick
point.
little strafe,
I'll
make
get
sure he doesn't
full
get hit by
faith.
needles. He stays
I
alive
ride
and
or
doesn't
die
even
with the
trade.
boys.
Gets even more on the tower. Guess what? Stellar flying on Courtyard.
I don't need to be
also
analyzed.
eliminated. Thereafter, he gets another kill. Top tower. Take a look at this. Pitches Penguin there. And it was a picture perfect textbook pit flag set ablaze here from APG. Another kill as Trippy runs that flag home. And don't forget, Trippy actually chokes his flagman for a second. He takes damage on the flat. If APG doesn't take all those kills, that flag might not have gone.
Also, just something to point out at the end of it, APG kills everyone. What does he do? Blocks the needle spawns, blocks the mauler spawns, moves his body into a position that's going to force SSG to spawn on that courtyard. Everyone else then knows their responsibility. They can tunnel vision those respawners to secure that cap, and that's exactly what happens. Life from Optic Gaming, 1-up in the Grand Finals reset. Now we move, though, to Streets. We move to Slayer, and a game type that's only been lost once this season by SSG.
The trademark air fist bump comes down the line from Chippy and APG, and you can just tell by looking at that down the line camera shot that that team is revitalized here. Question is, how does SSG bounce back after an unbelievable 4-0? They now find themselves trailing.
I want
for
to
the
watch
first
the
time
Skunk Watch Party.
the entire
Can we
evening.
watch Party the Skunk?
Looks like we're going to build the tension for just a few more moments before we get into this game number 2, and I just wonder what was said. I'm sure everybody who sat at home is wondering what was said between the 4 Optic Gaming members, 5 Optic
Just have to
Gaming
wait
members.
for the process.
It might have even been Lunchbox.
I was going to say, Lunchbox is probably the one saying exactly what they needed to hear. That was certainly the case at the Halo World Championship, where they bounced back. And Mark, you said it earlier, but how history can repeat itself. And right now we have been exactly identical to the way that things played out at the Halo World Championship, to then come into a Grand Finals reset after Optic Gaming was absolutely slammed around in that first series. They now lead 1-0.
Speaking of the man on your screen, how many influential plays did he have? That final moment, shutting down all of the space station players. Now, don't get it twisted, don't get it wrong. Damage, of course, coming in from other Optic Gaming members. This 1v1 on Stella at 1-0. If he doesn't win that, the support is there for Stella to get that flag moving. He was so clutch in so many big moments.
And how about Trippy's numbers? Once again, at this stage in the game, he's 21-12. Nobody else close to him remotely in the stats category. And this is when things start to get out of hand, right? Here's a nice push here from Lucid as well. He picks up another one top turret, I believe, on Eco. And they just continue holding forward. Perfect timing. Also, remember, that's the point where they were split in the map, right? They had to get 2 kills on Needles and Long. They had to get 2 kills on Midbridge. And they just played it absolutely perfectly.
And of course, almost getting the overkill at the end of the game as well to shut down the push from SSG. That man on your screen, a lot good that happens for Optic Gaming is on his shoulders and how he plays. In that game,
Slayer Streets, Recharge
he was
Strongholds,
outstanding. Slayer
Live
Streets,
Fire
though,
King of the
was
Hill,
refocused
Slayer
around him
Aquarius,
because Optic
Oddball
needs
Streets,
to kind of upset
Slayer
the records here
Solitude.
to take this game.
They really do. And Formal locked in, like you said, look, to get that triple at the end, almost an over. It's a big deal. as we alluded to earlier, here's your Street Slayer stats this season. 6-5 for Optic Gaming, a very, very close record with several losses on the board. And as
That's a
Onset
good
mentioned
record
earlier,
for Space
9-1
Station.
for SSG in this game type. Team KD and average margin, unsurprisingly, heavily in their favor as well.
We'll say it's one thing, a couple of things I think that Optic could have learned by watching how SSG approach this game type though, right? When the rockets are coming up, SSG aren't afraid to play the rest of the map based on that power weapon drop-in. That means you can't tunnel focus onto those rockets where they are dropping mid-map, because SSG use the fact that there aren't guns maybe on other parts of the map that are looking at those rockets to try and secure them, to hit a quick flank, to double push one of those streets and really catch you off guard. So Optic are going to have to be aware of that. And also the pace that SSG play this game type, Andy. They are not afraid. If they get damaged, they will flood, they will fly, they will try and keep them those splits.
They will really punish. And I think Optic Gaming needs to realize just how well they played and controlled that entire game number 1. And if you can do that in Street Slayer and the rest of these games, you're going to have a very good chance in this series. But SSG, as you say, is going to be flying at you. They're going to be pushing every advantage, and they'll be looking to pick you apart. This opening rush, so important in Street Slayer.
Well, here we go then, Optic up by 1 in our grand finals reset.
Come on,
If they
come
want to
on.
go up by 2, they're going to have to steal a game type away from SSG that they've only lost
Stellar went
once
off
this
last
season.
time.
Game 2 in the previous series, Stellar took over. Formal was quiet, but how that story changed in the first game of the reset.
2.13 KD from Stellar in that game 2 Slayer in our first series. Unbelievable numbers. Kills trimmed up
Nice
immediately with
trip.
1 rocket down here on B stairs.
Nice.
Need an example. If you need to just check that we were on land, check that rocket, because that did a lot of splash damage. As Lucid now has the Stalker rifle. Optic going to collect that second rocket as well, so they do have control of power weapons, all of the power, all of the guns in the hands of Lucid here. He's got to be so careful he doesn't give these away.
Ooh. Penguin tries to bait it out, but in the end, Lucid places it perfectly.
Look how careful he's being here, though. He knows that he cannot be the player to fall in this situation. Keeps that Stalker rifle, and a lead here for Optic. They're up by 4.
Really well done there, as you said. Lucid just tiptoeing around every grenade. When you're playing B-stairs and crates, you need to make sure you're aware of Pillar's pressure, Neon's pressure. And he does it perfectly, and it leads to 4 consecutive kills. Now they're up 7-3.
Bound's still trapped in PD as well. You can see that Optic are trying to hunt him down, but they don't want to overcommit. Look at this. They've rotated away from PD to try and see if they can catch Space Station in a 4v3 elsewhere on the map. SSG, though, slow this game down, which is somewhat uncharacteristic of what we expect from them.
Here comes the push on Pillars. Let's see how Lucid responds.
Go pushed up into the arcade. Lucid knows he's here. Gonna hear that slide as well, that audio cue, and smartly decides to dip out. Numerous players. There's the flank. Bound does get one, though, so he knows that the flank isn't the best idea right now. Might be found in a position where he's going to be caught out by 3 players. Staying alive, keeping his Stalker in his hands, the most important thing.
Really confusing base trade happening right now, and Lucid's playing it perfectly. He knew he was not going to get the damage he needed from Tire, so he comes all the way back to the L and Tram stairs to help out with these kills, and that maintains a lead for Optic Gaming.
Now you're seeing a little bit of a pinch for Space Station as Optic do get taken down. Rocket's coming up in 5 seconds. Eco slides out into the L. APG going to be taken down here as well by Eco, and Eco stays alive, and now Lucid finds himself in a really sticky spot. As Optic will lose 2 just as those rockets are about to pop. It's Bound who's picked them up.
Very nice rocket there placed into the Tire's roof. Make sure it does a maximum splash damage there. Now he'll sit rails. And they bring the game within 1. It's very, very good rotations coming in from SSG. Bound wants to chase.
He wants to chase, but APG does a phenomenal job of staying alive there. Each 2 grenades finally will be taken down as the pace starts to step up in this game. 2v2 on the map. Optic still with a 2-kill lead.
Calling the bartender. It's a perfect nade there onto the bar. In PD, he picks up the next one there. And as we said, they keep the game within 1. It's another trade here. A double kill for Bound.
That's another trade.
Still a 1-kill lead for Optic Gaming. 2 dead for them.
Optic going to be pretty happy with this, I think, considering that they didn't get the hands on those previous set of rockets. Trippy not going to be too happy with that spawn, though, is it? Fort finds himself, spawning into the reticle of Penguin.
Wow,
nice.
Look at the team shot from the stairs there from Lucid. It's a really big deal there. Penguin thought he could get away, sneak through the dumpsters. He gets caught in the trash, and that gives the opening here for Optic.
And look at Optic. Look at the pace they're playing at. They're getting damage, they're getting kills, they are flying. They want to end this game. They want to put the pressure back onto SSG.
That's a good statement.
They're extending this lead now to 4. It's a full team wipe needed for SSG to equal things up.
That was a big moment there from Lucid to get that opening pick. However, though, Space Station responds with a very important pair of kills to keep this game within 2. Take a look here, Lucid. What a trade there. Eco somehow stays alive to make it 2 dead for Optic. And now,
Lucid,
just
why
like
are you
that, it's a
chasing
1-kill
that? I know
game.
you're Playing
There's a
amazing
Stalker
right now.
in
Deep.
the hands of SSG
Maybe
right now
not,
as well.
actually.
Rockets are going to be coming up pretty soon. Nope, it's out of there.
Round
Eco
is actually having
after taking a
really
little bit of
good game
damage.
right now.
Stella trying to help his buddy out. A couple of spikes
They're
go into the
playing
red.
good as a
Trippy's going to feel
team.
those ones for sure.
That's amazing.
APG now makes the plays. Trippy picks up one. Lucid picks up one. The bait is perfect from APG as they gobble up those kills. And now Optic moving into a perfect position to maybe grab these rockets. Eco
That
falls.
too.
It's 4 dead for SSG.
2 dead there again. Off the back of that, Trippy means 2 rockets in hand and a 3-kill lead. He's probably going to retreat with these rockets. Just try to hold down tires for a moment. SSG starts to make the push here on B side.
Talk about the things that don't show up in the stat screen. APG baiting himself on those arcade stairs, right? Just jumping up and down, walks in, gets a little bit of damage, turns the attention of 3 players from SSG away. Doesn't come out with a kill, but creates opportunities for the rest of his teammates to do so. 4 kills the difference. It could be more if Trippy could put these rockets to use.
What's the play call going to be here? We've seen Optic Gaming many, many times in a Street Slayer with the rockets in their hands.
Optic just completely slowed this game down to a crawl. I think even a crawl might be a little bit too quick on the pace. They are stood still at the moment, saying to SSG, come and find us.
I think the only way to play this correctly is to hear the play call from Optic Gaming directly. Let's get into a listen in.
The
I'm a
scan
mute.
on arcade so that Joey can maybe just rock it.
I know, I will.
Yeah.
But I don't think he's there.
I'm just saying, we should just use it. It's gonna spawn up soon. It's
Okay,
gonna spawn
actually,
up soon.
right.
Yeah. Just use it. It's gonna be on arcade.
Use it,
Just
like,
use it
take
arcade.
it off that wall.
Yes, use that rocket, Joey. Use that rocket.
Stay alive.
Yo, two driveway.
I'm here.
We're knocking down.
Yo, look at me.
Behind you.
Yo, watch arcade.
It's all you. We're knocking down. Driveway. Real. Another one, red.
Yeah, after red. He's in red.
Back up.
Come to you, man. Come to you. They're in the rush, man.
Soccer, dude. Get away.
Okay, they might still play that smoke. Still up for a
I'm
second.
seeing walking tired.
Yo, new rockets are done.
Rockets are.
I'm out purple, guys.
Keep watching it, Joey.
I don't see anything. Yo, purple is bound. Ivy, go
Yo,
over.
listen.
left,
Yo,
left.
arcade one guy. Arcade one guy.
Play arcade.
Arcade. Cuts. Hitting it, bro. Hitting it.
Shut down. Marker weak.
Yo, blue. Spawn on that.
On nest, market. Shotty down.
Arcade running away.
Two in nest pushing down.
He's still nest. He's marking. He's one shot. Nice, get out there. Play for rocks, guys. Play for rocks. They're gonna be fighting for it. These guys are gonna be fighting for it. Bulldog, guys. Come right back there. Maybe real.
Yeah, rail.
Sitting right here. Still sitting on it.
Bait them.
They can't. Yo, great gen. Two guys purple.
Real tap, penguin.
Hey, rocks are down, guys.
The comms are pretty hectic, and it's no surprise why. This game has become very, very hectic, but it's Trippy who finally finds those rockets that Formal threw down as he fell to the floor. It's a 3-kill advantage still to Optic Gaming, but SSG really pushes them to their limits.
It's a really important rocket grab there for Trippy. Even though he burned the first one, he used the second one. More importantly, they're not in the hands of Space Station. However, just a 2-kill game now as Lucy gets taken down on driveway.
Ooh, good stick.
Formal gets the stick on Eco as well. That just quells the momentum. Bound. He picks up one as well. APG gets the beat down, but Bound is going to come away from that fight with his life and a double. It's a 1-kill game now between our 2 squads.
Difficult to overstate the importance in this game, in this series. Do we see Optic Gaming leading 2-0? Or will we be tied up 1-1 heading into game number 3? Here comes the push.
And look at the timing for Bound. He waited on that weapon pad. He saw the Stalker was coming up. And now he can put it to use. Huge DPS available. Bound is going to be the anchor that everybody plays off. As SSG find themselves down by 1, but with the weapons to get themselves back in it.
Curious if there might be a red room player there. You could just tell on the SSG side.
That's 2.
Want to make sure there's nobody in arcade, nobody in red room.
Stalker still not having an impact. In the
Rocket's
meantime, we
coming
saw
up soon.
Trippy pick up 1. Formal. Going to be challenging. Bound has to back down as the rockets now come up. This could be the game-deciding moment. The L gets pushed. APG will fall. 2 kills here for SSG. Just the 1 for Optic Gaming. But now it's 4 dead.
They're up
As the
1.
push from Bound is perfect. And the rockets go into the hand of Stella.
44-42.
Adds to the lead.
What a set of plays here. It's perfectly
only have
timed
one
on the
rocket.
rocket grab. And now a 2-kill lead for SSG. Everything has turned around here in the
Back
late
up.
game. And
Yes, you
still
can do
1
it.
rocket to play with for Stellar.
Optic not showing. Until now, no connection.
That rocket might have grabbed both of them on the commando, but it hits the rail instead of the back commando.
I gotta say, Optic are gonna be thanking their lucky stars. APG gets one onto Penguin as well.
That's a good.
And I mean, Stella doesn't miss with a sniper rifle, but that rocket might come back to haunt him. Trippy trading. APG manages to get one. He will fall as well, and all of a sudden, Optic in a lead again.
Will that rocket come back to haunt SSG? That's the question. 46-45, a 1-kill lead for Optic Gaming, somehow avoiding the explosions as the Let's Go Optic chant erupts in the building.
Shroud screen and a couple of stickies alongside the old trusty battle rifle for Trippy here. Trippy 15 and 14 in this game. As once again, we see the game come to a standstill. 1 kill the difference between the two, Andy. This could not be tighter.
You can tell just how much this game means to these two teams. It will completely change the direction of this series.
Here comes the push. Formal moves in, Formal gets one, traded out immediately. Trippy has to use that Shroud though to keep himself alive. It's still a 1-kill game. Trippy moves in. Stella, 1v1, won't win it. Trippy comes out on top of the trade again from Eco.
48-47 here, 1 kill separating the two. Avoids the nade bound though, ties it up at 48.
Lucid has the Stalker. Rockets coming up as well. Would be a surprise to see someone grab them.
Look at Penguin.
Look at Penguin.
Penguin's going bottom.
Look at the play that he's making. Eco gets one. Penguin gets the prize. Lucid gets one. It's all tied up. 49-49. Trippy wins it. Trippy wins it for Optic.
Let's go, Trippy.
Big.
That's my goal.
Trippy.
Trippy going off this series. Trippy not letting them lose right now.
Wow. Trippy leads the entire game with 17 kills. And then clutches up your 50th kill to win 50-49 in bottom tram. Smiles on the faces of Optic Gaming. Trippy already talking through that last play. And just like that, it is a 1-kill margin that gives them the 2-0 series lead. And a very different scoreline from our first.
I think APG's really the difference maker there. I know Trippy had a lot of kills, but I think APG's the difference maker there. Trippy's definitely the difference maker inside the game.
Got to watch it from this man's point of view. Surely
APG picking up the kills department here.
Stella initially.
Where Stellar kind of had a bad one.
Under pressure. But I think just getting out of this situation and surviving for a few moments almost as important.
Huge. And look, watch the way he approaches Stellar in Arcade after the Shroud. He's getting comms here. Watch how he looks around the corner. He knows Stellar is there, goes in with the confidence, gets the first shot, wins the 1v1 to bring this game to 48-47.
Backs up immediately, does get traded out. And then the game again comes to a standstill. At this point, this play from Penguin, I thought the SSG had snuck through the defenses of Optic and we're in a position to win this.
Look at Penguin here. Lucid's pinging the stairs. They don't know he's there yet. Such an important win here. And look at this at 49-49. Who else for Trippy on the driveway to come through and get the kill. APG pops off. We got popcorn flying here. The green wall's back in action.
Got people popping off. We got popcorn flying. And we have a complete and utter momentum shift here in Fort Worth.
Yeah.
If you're just joining us,
Strongholds reached.
This is the second of a series we've seen between these two teams in this grand final. Space Station took the first one 4-0.
That's a scary
it didn't
one.
look close. They outclassed Optic Gaming. We go into the reset and Optic Gaming find life. 2 up now as we head into game number 3. Strongholds on recharge.
Wow. We are getting our money's worth here in Fort Worth. We take a look live at the Optic Gaming roster here, the side of the stage. And this would have been brought about likely by a timeout coming in from SSG. Of course, after a few games in these grand finals, the players are allowed with the station referees to take timeouts here. Likely it came, of course, from the SSG side. As a result, though, you will see Optic Gaming backstage with a timeout as well. They'll take advantage of that opportunity to speak, talk about how to refocus up for these next 2 games as well.
And you can see how these teams work from behind the scenes here. Such a kind of passionate moment between the teams. You know, everybody having their turn to say something, having their influence on how they want to approach things. And you can see the difference between the reset and the difference between that first series. 0.89 and 0.97 for Trippy and Formal respectively in the first, but since that reset, both of them, quite simply, frying.
Unbelievable. Kept in the negative, both of them. How often do you see that either of those two players would be kept in the negative in a series? Now they're well positive, to say the very least. It's a 50-49 game 2 to just change the entire direction of this series. As I said, if we're tied 1-1, it's so different than Optic Gaming being 2 games away here with a 2-game lead as well.
Yeah.
Players back on the stage. Question is, was the SSG talk as effective, or will it be as effective as the Optic one was between series? Optic don't look like they can be stopped at this point. The one thing that might be able to stop them is the game type and the map, because this is an SSG game type.
SSG is 8-1 in Stronghold's Recharge. Optic 3-6. A double negative losing record here for your Optic side of the stage, whereas SSG coming in with an enormous 8-1 into this game type. See if they can use this as an opportunity to refocus, to find the same form that they did in that first series. That's the question.
I remember this time last year we were talking about the resilience of Optic Gaming, right? It was so close so many times, and then they went on the run. They got that first win on the board. Then it was another World Championship. Talk of the three-peat. Almost managed to get there. But now, once again, they have been tested over the last few months.
Yeah.
We know what pressure the Optic jersey comes with, right? A lot of impassioned fans who want to see them do well, who want to see them lift trophies. That's the bar, that's the expectation for any team that represents Optic Gaming. And when you don't quite meet that bar, questions are going to be asked. But Optic now, at the money end of the season, here at the Fort Worth Major, just ahead of the Halo World Championships, chose to stick together, to see it out, to put in the hard work. Back in the grand final step 1, but what a way to silence a few people if they manage to take this home.
You bring up a great point there. Players would have been asking, when Optic was placing top 6, was a team change coming in? The answer was no, and it now is showing for good reason. Taking a look here also at Stellar and Eco. In their grand finals, a 1.43 for Stellar and a 1.19 for Eco. How different that KD is here in the reset.
And they're two players who kind of are synonymous with the success of SSG. When those two players are playing well, SSG don't get beaten very often. And you can see in the stats exactly the story kind of painted in front of you, right, in the numbers. This game type, though, like I mentioned, is an opportunity for SSG to get back on track. A little break here just to quell the momentum potentially of Optic, to refocus, to talk through the fundamentals, what the game plan is, and remind yourself that about 40 minutes ago, you just 4-0'd Optic.
Right, on top of the world. For Optic to be keeping Stellar to a 0.56 KD is a statement, to say the least. Let's not forget, Stellar is always just one game away.
I think after we finish up on this series, get a little bit of chat, chatting with you guys. If if anybody's interested, I'll talk it out with you guys, and then I think I'm gonna shut it down for a little bit. I might stream tomorrow if I got some free time.
Having found some form, now head towards Stronghold's Recharge.
I do want to spend some
if they
time
win
with
this
the family
one, only one game away from another
off
trophy.
stream. So
You have to wonder, on the
After
SSG
this,
side, what is the tone?
we'll go
As
dark
you
for a
said,
little
Mark,
bit.
so perfectly. Would have been on top of the world in that last series, and realizing that they were probably even thinking, hey, we're going to feel great going into Worlds with games like this. And Optic Gaming digging deep, not just in that Empyrean CTF, but in the Street Slayer. So we get into game number 3.
Anticipation has been built, but now it's time for action. The talking is done. As Trippy immediately in this game number 3 gets away with a camo for Optic. It's 3 dead off the rip for SSG, and Optic already flipping B.
Oh boy, and look at this. Trippy with camo shock as well off the open.
And SSG in a little bit of trouble. Lucid picks up 2. They're going to get a comfortable reset here as well. Eco trying to skulk around the back of the Hydro. And I'll tell you what, that timing on that jump, pretty good from Trippy. Will maybe send Eco off the map here. No, gets the beat down, but most importantly, stays alive with the camo shock. Oh my God, speaking of shock, Stella just got one. So did Bound.
What is going on here? Trippy with the grapple and then the
swiping.
back of the neck. just at the perfect angle there. I think he was at the 46-degree mark to just perfectly hit the back of the neck, and it counts as a back smack. That's a trip cap for Optic.
Eco trying to push across the mid-bridge. Beheaded by King Trippy.
Trippy's doing his thing.
Big game Trip and Optic right now outslaying 10-2, and they are winning 75-0 in this game. Unbelievable.
SSG make a break though. They're inside of A, they're gonna flip B as well. Even with Formal trying to approach this, Eco got out of dodge. So scoring will turn over to Space Station for just a second, but the impact of that early triple cap that came in for just a few moments can be seen on our scores. 83-12, Bound with that green gun will exchange it for a shock rifle and have a little peek at a prod. He takes down Lucid as well.
Wow, it was such good routing from Formal to stay alive, to go into Needles, stay alive, to drop into the pit, be able to repulse up, but Bound shuts it down right away, and such important timing as Camo's popping up. SSG's right back in this game, and only down by 50.
I want to talk about APG here. It might seem like such a small thing, but it adds up to Trippy having Camo. The timing on his peak from glass takes the attention away from Bound for just half a second. It's all Trippy needed to get in, gets out with that Camo. The teamwork from Optic on display there for everyone.
Trippy steps out and gets spotted. This is big from Eco. Wow, big play. Form was your last player alive for Optic Gaming, and what was just an 83-point lead is now just a 30-point lead.
Space Station get back into this one, finding a little bit of rhythm. It's a 2-cap for now, but that AB setup, we know how solid it can be. You can watch the crosses from the tower, from gold. And it's so difficult to get anywhere near any of these strongholds without having to do a little bit of damage cross-map first.
And now the Optic Gaming chance and SSG chance fighting against one another in the crowd as well. And this game is essentially tied up. Optic Gaming got a free 83-point start. It has been erased by Space Station Gaming.
And look at this, Space Station starting to just slow down a little bit, almost play an Optic Gaming game. Baiting, switching, making sure that there's not pressure coming in. Trippy will get the conversion, but Trippy should be taken down. There should be another flip coming in now for SSG. Formal walks in, he'll be taken down as well. Great baiting and switching again from SSG. APG just about manages to scarp to the gold stairs.
Oh boy, he's in trouble though. Nades are coming in and the shots. It's a killing spree for Eco on your screen here. He's 6 and 3 in this game.
Lead swap here, SSG into the lead. Stella, quiet in the first 2 games, but now he's got a shock rifle they can make some noise with. Trippy's gonna feel it.
What do we say? Always only one game away, only one play away is Stellar from absolutely popping off and reminding us why many right now call him the best in the game. SSG leading for the first time in this series.
Look at this aggressive push as well on the long haul. Most people try and spawn people here. SSG want to try and take over. I think they're thinking about a triple cap here, playing for C.
Yeah,
APG
really
trapped in the tower
SSG.
alongside
They're
Trippy.
really
Formal back on the map
well.
to defend, but
I mean, 8 and
Penguins
1.
moved in the
We're
meantime
not
and grabbed that
very good
camo.
at this map. 3
On
and
the
6
scoreboard,
on
it's
it.
essentially a 140-point unanswered run after trailing 83-0. Space Station Gaming showing us
We
that they
can
have
get
a
a
lot of
hold of
life
B,
left in this series.
Or A, if we could get a hold of something. Realistically, flipping it
Penguin
would
has got
be
long left on this camo,
best
but you can
of.
see that the setup is very turbine heavy from Space Station at the moment. Optic look like they want to try and break through. They're going to flood through. Penguin manages to find one. It should be an easy couple for him. Oh my goodness, Trippy gets taken down as well. The reversal coming in from Penguin. Lucid on his own. And look at that score. Bit by bit, second by second, SSG are starting to dominate this scoreline.
It's another 3 dead here for SSG. And now on the home stretch as they cross the 180 mark. Let's get into a listen in with Space Station.
Mid-cat again. Nice.
Watch out, Mango or Camo jump, not sure.
2 guys orange door, 1 guy top red.
Gonna be Ballage.
Ballage.
Ballage. Bottom BR, guys.
One shot Ballage.
I spawned A.
Camo jump.
Hey, I need help A.
C-box as well.
Got him. One shot A should be. Live down, live.
Beer.
I can maybe shoot in the back.
What? Absolute salad. You guys see.
Heard that.
There's top end.
I got naded.
Watch our camo.
We've heard from SSG. It's time to jump over to Optic. They had a momentary triple cap. They're scoring once again.
Just hit. I got one. Nice, dude. I hit me again.
One shot,
we have AC. Camo, guys, camo. Can we get that? Big door. Sneaky. Two guys long. Last two. Camo eventually, okay?
Bottom tower. Nice. See stairs. One seat pot, Tommy. One seat pot, Tommy.
I need behind me though, I'm not sure.
Yo, I'm gonna push Camino. Yo, bottom tower. Yo, either just jumped up.
Go, one guy C pot. I got one shot C boxes. One
Gold stairs, Joey. Gold stairs.
He's gonna stop me. One shot elbow, two. One shot C. That's fine.
L2
Get the gold. Get the gold. Nice. There could be two guys there, man. Back up. There's two guys there. Bottom tower one.
Fast.
They might hit A off. I'm watching you, Brad. Go, hang on.
Well, Optic's intensity is there, but the results aren't quite. 223 and rising. SSG hold off the push. As Lucid has responsibility here to get some kills, but his two teammates have fallen, and SSG have a triple cap for a moment.
Unbelievably dangerous here, the 234 mark. Lucid needs to stay alive here at B.
Might get repulsed straight out of it though. He's inside. Here comes Trippy. Trippy might get the conversion. C has been flipped momentarily though. 2v2. Make it 4 more left on his own, and Space Station might be looking to answer back themselves in this series. The first one on the board for SSG. The reset stands at 2-1 now, as Space Station answer back.
Sorry, I had myself muted. I forgot.
I'm just going to go ahead and say it. It's one of the best grand finals we've seen.
Watching or listening to that,
without a doubt, and we are still yet to declare a winner.
I can definitely hit you up. I'll message you outside of the stream and we can talk. I don't need a logo though. Maybe thumbnails. I can see about talking with you about getting thumbnails here and there.
Starting to get against you.
We'll talk outside the stream.
Down
I'll shoot you a message.
83-0, and all of a sudden,
what's my Instagram?
they just start to click again.
I'll put it in.
That 2 cap, by the way, the 2 cap that they held, what felt like 100 points. Optic just could not get out.
Space Station only outslays 41-40. Yes, so efficient.
By the way, look at Trippy's count here. Watch, wait. Someone said something. Oh, we missed it. Someone said something funny about what he just did. He just started giggling, which is a good thing to see. I'm sure it wasn't giggling at the end of it though. The SSG just get that win. But this is the 2 cap that starts here. This win on A. See, Formal flies in as well. He thinks there's only one player, or one shot he can clear up. But this AB hold, you'll see it in the scoreline.
I agree. It was an expensive push there for Trippy to be your last player alive and commit to A fully, and to send Formal in as well. That was really the beginning of that run for SSG.
Let's replay at the end of the game from Optic. SSG get the kills required. Hold AC. They get the win on the board. And I've got to be honest, I can't stop smiling, man. This is such a great final. It's an honor and a privilege to be calling this one. But we still got a lot of Halo ahead of us. Next up, King of the Hill live fire.
We saw live fire last series, of course. We'll see it again here in your next game. We'll take a look at some stats from King of the Hill so far between these two teams in Fort Worth.
We can take a look at the stats in front of you right now. The season itself very interesting as well. Pretty similar between the two teams.
I'm going to, and I always will, assume that it's out of best interest for everybody, but I do know that there are some people in this world that are just
perfect game type, you could say.
They're just here for themselves. But even if you're here just to make a quick buck off me, hell, if it helps me out, I don't give a damn, to be honest.
On the SSG side,
I don't mind paying for something if it's worth it.
Going to be that 1.3 across both sides of the stage.
In a way, in life, you gotta be a little bit selfish. You gotta make sure that you prosper, you know.
8-1 for SSG.
You can be selfish and not be harmful to others.
Like that's pretty. We'll have fond memories of from that first
pretty
series.
true, no?
Remember the oddball game? They completely took over. But this is a different game type. It's so crazy how the same map
plays
so differently, dependent upon the game type, right? You have this constant flow and rotation with that oddball, which SSG love. But now you have that more setup, strategical way of holding the map in King of the Hill. And that you would say historically has been the
not be dumb. Are you an artist as like
this is a very difficult one to judge how it's gonna go, but
pencil kind of artist, or are you like a
if SSG get it,
do you do like 3D modeling, a little bit of all of it? Like, what exactly do you do?
They are
As far
one
as
game
you have to be
away
a little bit of an
from
artist.
being
Doing
your
thumbnails,
champions.
logos, and banners.
So much riding on this, and you have to think with SSG's last win, totally changes once again
you don't
this
have-
entire series. Everything's still
Can't
to
hear
play
me
for
very
here.
well. Let me turn down the
Lots of
stream a
games
little
left
bit.
in your grand
A
finals
little
reset
bit,
here on board with
'cause
formal.
I know I have music. No, I
First
shouldn't have
hill,
my
of
music
course,
on.
going to be over at green.
My mic's kind of bugging.
Stella
Let
got
me set
away
it in
with that
front of me.
sniper rifle, which is always a worry for anyone,
Whoa.
especially Trippy. Trippy does get taken down as SSG
My
find
mic
themselves 2 down
always.
though.
My mic be bugging every
battle
once in a
to
while. Won't lie.
momentarily have control of that hill too.
I have the Elgato
Stella
Wave
trying
3,
to
you
work with
know.
Nico, though, to clean out the
And it
back
likes
of
to
the
be
tower.
stupid
There's
sometimes.
Foreman, he's got a heat wave, could be a
But
problem.
I could
SSG,
see
though,
if I
they get a
can
grappling overshield as well,
hop
so they've got
over
the tools to
this.
break.
They really do.
Pretty.
Gonna be some Nest bridge angles here. APG's already on Nest, which is dangerous. They need to make sure they take him out.
Two players from Optic still trapped inside of the garage as well, and SSG just hunting them down at the moment. You can see the Penguin can't find anyone to shoot at the moment. Finally it does, and then there's too many of them. Optic come out of the cracks.
A perfect triple team. What can Bound do though? Just gonna try to fly into green. Has to fight against the Shroud as well.
Optic buying the time for those shields to come back. APG gets one. Eco, he'll trade it out, but Lucid's still waiting with that dastardly sidekick.
We're gonna switch this off the screen. My mic might sound a little worse, but you can actually hear me. Switch this over to browser, and that should be good. A little better now. You can probably hear a lot more. It probably sounds worse, but you could probably hear me better. I'll have to fix it another time. But I was just asking, you know, what kind of artist are you exactly? Are you more focused like online, or are you pen and paper? Sent me some samples? Let me check it out. I love seeing new artists. I got a friend of mine he's always like, you know, you gotta see this, you gotta see this. And I like the way that Instagram does this. I'm liking them so far, my guy. I really like the thumbnails that you do. I'm definitely interested, my guy. I will keep in touch. Let me accept this. Throw that in there. Hit you with a follow. Bah. And you know what, while I'm at it, I don't know if it matters to you, but I'm gonna pop over to your channel and hit you with a subscription. I'll subscribe to the boy. Help you out in any way I can, get you a little more notoriety. I'll be in touch with you. At the moment, I don't have any money in my account or anything right now. But I work a 9 to 5, so I get my checks, you know. I'll hit you up. It'll most likely be Thursday or Friday this upcoming week. I know it's a little bit of a distance, but it's the beginning of the month. I just got, you know, rent and everything paid off, so a bit of free-ish money, and we got 5 weeks in the month, so, you know, that's always nice for the paychecks, you know, a little bit extra in the pocket. But I'll be in touch with you, and I'm gonna be trying to stream a little more this week, so, I mean, you're always free to pop in anytime you can. And if you could, it's always appreciated to get a like and a subscribe from you, if you haven't already. And then also, the question that I was asking, in particular, because I know you do banners and everything, so it's like online. But are you like an actual artist, like pen and paper, like physical? Or is it just like you're just like particularly good on the computer? Because I respect both of it. Just curious. Like I said, I think artists, I mean, that's a talent I don't have. Sorry, let me talk to the camera. That's a talent I don't have. I am not artistic. I am just mechanically skilled to a degree at Call of Duty. That's about it. No, I mean, like, I'm a pretty good gamer. I'm nothing like crazy. I think I'm good at Call of Duty, and that's about it. I don't think that I'm some kind of Seth or something, but I definitely think that I could be in the league if I actually was able to put time into it. I think I've got the head for it, at least. I could also be big-headed, but I mean, hell. Let me be big-headed. No. Oh, man. That might be two. Bound. Ay, ay, ay. Ooh. That's one. Oh. Oh, we can't let them capitalize on that. That's one for Matt. Bound gets one though. Oh. Lucid. Snipe.
This game will take your breath away. Trippy now with a sniper rifle top middle. 2 minutes left in this game. Next hill wins though. This is unbelievable. 154 left, tied 3-3.
We gotta do something.
As you say, this next hill will decide it. And Optic Gaming thought they had this one done. Trippy was last alive again there as well. SSG have a complete setup around the tower. The only thing that can break it is a headshot from Trippy. Stella falls. Penguin challenges.
Nice too.
He has just broken the setup.
That's a trade though.
Seller is your last player alive. He's gonna wait for his teammates here. Look at this overshield coming up at 12
Gotta get in position for this overshield.
SSG investing heavily on getting this overshield. But Lucid, he's got a heat wave. And if he has the timing on Penguin, they might be able to steal this away. Optic Gaming, they're not done yet. They get the overshield bound inside of the hill. But
Trippy with an overshield.
They're going to flood him here. They're going to find him back tower. He's trying to hide top tower. It's not going to be easy. They have at least 2 guns on him right now. Formal takes down Bound right away. 130 left here. Still a lot of overshield for Trippy.
Optic going to a lead on this hill. Green gun doesn't connect. That could be the difference maker. No connection on the green gun. Trippy with the overshield forces SSG off the platform,
Nice.
but stands strong in the hill.
He still has overshield. He still has the overshield that finally dissipates.
Penguin has to make a play. Cannot do it.
Let's go. Whoop. Sorry, boys. That was definitely hard into that.
Optic Gaming come out on top. Trippy, the game changer again. And has that taken the wind out of SSG?
Yeah, I think it might. The Optic banner is flying high. The Optic members riding high off of that win. And another thing you have to admire, despite the win, look at Formal right away. Just issuing out orders, breaking down the gameplay right away. Saying, certainly saying something along the lines of that should not have been as close as it was. In the end, though, it will be Optic Gaming taking the game 4-3 after leading by a huge margin.
I'm not gonna lie. Vito, if you're in here, you fucking smart, my guy. What are you doing? Just hopping between some small creators? Just offering your services? That's smart. You're not too pushy about it. You literally was just like, hey, you know, if you're looking for a logo or a thumbnail designer, I'm here. I can do something for you. Your prices aren't fucking crazy. A lot of people are like $30. Like, you go on Fiverr and people are charging out the ass. Like, I have editing software and everything. Like, if I really want to, I can go do it. Don't get me wrong. I can go do it all by myself. But if you could give me like a good price for it, hell yeah, I'm gonna do it. Woo.
This is it though. This is why you call him Big Game Trip. Hits the headshot on Stella. Hits the body beat down, 2 dead.
Gets the kill for OV.
Fully invest in winning that overshield fight. If Stella hits that green gun, maybe things are different. But we will never know as Optic secure that final tower hill.
Slayer Aquarius and then Streets Oddball. That's crazy.
Just ahead at the Halo World Championships as well. Aquarius Slayer. We take ourselves back first to 50. Get the feeling there might be a bit more Halo in this.
You really do. We're getting right in, underway, and right away. Optic Gaming is 1 game away from closing out your grand final. Space Station Gaming with their tournament life on the line. And Aquarius Slayer. Here we go.
There goes Trippy.
One off the break in. We get chased down. Eco should win this fight and does so. I think what's very important here for both sides is just to try and keep it calm. Not get carried away with the situation. There's so much adrenaline flowing through these players at the moment.
We are
There's SSG.
doing this thing again.
Have Optic Gaming 3 dead. 6-2 the score.
I don't know why we do this.
Optic trapped on score.
Alright, let's just hope that we gotta get a 4. Oh my god, we are.
Almost does it again. In the end, though, somehow still has taken down regardless, though it's 3 dead. Lucid is your last player alive. The game's now 9-4. Space Station with a very strong opening here. He's game number 5.
Lucid had to stay alive with that fight. Otherwise, that would have been a fresh fall. Then everyone from Optic spawning together. SSG with total and utter map control. They start raining on the pink side. Optic look to adjust their setup, and it's bound again with that first pick. So
We're getting bodied right here, but I mean, Aquarius Slayer, we already lost that earlier, so. Yeah. It's a 12 kill game. I'm gonna mute up.
I'm going back to P2, guys. I'm going back to P2. Down, all my X. Doors is down on my X. I have it. Okay. Going back to car. Yeah, blue bridge. Yep. I'm looking at P1. I'm looking at P1. Yeah, blue flag. Yeah, right side blue flag. Right side blue window. I think he's pushing P1. Yeah, right side blue flag. Right side blue flag. Stuck one. Blue flag weak. Blue flag weak. City blue flag weak. Yeah, blue pillar. Watch out. Watch out. P1 on me. One shot. Yeah. Bridge. I killed bridge. P2 one shot. I'm near bridge as well. Bridge. Window killed me. In bridge. Shot P1. One shot. That's front base on you. Can we get out of the bound? Front base on me weak. Maybe on me. P2. Mushrooms? I killed him. Your card is in car or he's in? Yeah, he's in there. They ran. Yellow door. Here on him. Here's him. I'm in the yellow closet. I'm trying to control P2. Walk up in the door close. I needed it. I'm sitting car 3. Top P bridge. Yellow flag. Yellow window. On the door, coming in the closet. Where's the weak on the door, Trippy. Car 3, ABG. Two yellow, two car 3, yellow vent. Front yellow, watch out, P. Watch out, another one in the closet, weak.
As we jump back in, you wouldn't have thought that SSG had just lost the last game in the way that they did because they are dominating. They are up by such a margin in this game that surely they can't throw this away.
This has got unbelievable. Don't forget, this game was 14-10. It's now 40-17.
Just a formality at this point. SSG finding fire once again. Stella with the heat wave finds one. He'll turn that into a double. He's got the last two in front of him, but just doesn't have the shields to cause problems. Bound fires in now, and I've seen this story before. Eco goes in for the trades. 4 to go here. Double kill for Eco.
This is a 30-10 run for SSG. 30-10 in the last few moments of gameplay as it's 47-21.
Stella, by the way,
here it is.
Might be in a position to go on quite the spree. If he can find one more kill, Eco steals it away. 49. Will he be able to get it? It's a spectacular. Let me tell you, whoever writes this script, give that person a raise.
Well done. 50-23 is your final score in Aquarius Slayer, which is unbelievable from the SSG side. What a way to bounce back. Stella, by the way, 1 kill away from a killing frenzy at the end of the game. That's what Onset and I were getting excited about. He had 3 stripped away in the late game, but you know that's not what Stella and team are thinking about. They're thinking about putting more games on the board. And just like that, they do that. They not only stay alive, but they stake Optic Gaming in Game 5.
That an overkill stolen. I don't think we'll care if he lifts a trophy at the end of the day. Highlights are going to be very one-sided though, Andy. It was all SSG. And I've got to say, I think Lucid is going to be sick and tired of seeing Eco on the big side when he's got plasma grenades. I think he got stuck 2 or 3 times.
I don't think anybody had this one on their bingo card. A result like that this late in a grand finals reset just tells you that SSG is playing a different level when it came to that Aquarius Slayer. And digging real deep when they needed it to stay alive in the series, in the tournament, keeping their grand finals reset hopes alive. Look at this series layout. It's a beautiful thing.
Streets oddball though.
And an unforgettable night of competitive Halo. Only 2 games left in this series, potentially only 1 if it's Optic.
Streets on ball up next. Space Station dominating the
Optic can send us home.
We saw these 2 teams
Space Station can send us to a game 7.
If they can do it here, Andy, we go the distance. The reset. Game 7 on the horizon, but Optic will also know that if they win this game, they will still be a chance.
Oddball Streets, both teams with a winning record, of course, how fitting. It's a tough one to call at this stage. Optic Gaming still only 1 game away
shit.
Once again, that just speaks to the objective efficiency we talked about with Space Station. You gotta respect how they don't get extra kills they don't need. That shows in their objective gameplay. They're gonna be looking to do that exact same thing.
We gotta win an oddball. I think we have a better chance at oddball than we do Slayer. I think we can beat them in Slayer, obviously, but they are a hell of a Slayer team. 3 of them have been playing for a long time together in this current game. At least this is like their 2nd year teaming together. Different team, but I think Bound came from FaZe. Space Station are just... They're my 2nd favorite team, honestly. FaZe is nice. I like FaZe because I like Royal too and all those boys, but Space Station I find myself rooting for whenever Optic was knocked out the last couple times. And I don't mind watching, like, when they were Cloud9, I never minded watching them like that. Ooh. I feel like that should have been a kill, but... Hmm. Woo! He got sent. Ooh. Damn.
He actually wins the battle against Lucid, though. APG thought he might get a rotate. As a result, he actually has to throw the ball down front C. It was a 2-man advantage for SSG, and they will get the ball for the first time off of that advantage. I think that APG was just trusting his teammates to get that kill. Yeah. And then make a decision back off the back of it. And then he was kind of like, well, what do I do? I'm going to throw this ball into the safest place. It doesn't turn out to be the safest place because the swarm's coming.
That's 2. That's 2 to 1, though. Bound playing his life really well. Nice. Nice. Matt. Okay, Matt. Nice. Big win. Sorry about the doggo. Stellar. Quit it. They have. Nice. That's nice. Isolate Eco because he's up top. Bound. I know Formal sees him. Bound. What just happened? Shh. Jag. Quit yelling. Oh, let me tell you, I am butt clenched.
Optic Gaming, they only need 6 points, but Eco got the rockets. Formal last alive, and he might go down in a few seconds' time as well. Optic flooding up the big tree. They get those spawns, but can they contest that opal?
You thought it was going to be the Optic Gaming round, but at the last second, it's a back gate push. Their space station manages to get the trades and the kills they need to keep themselves alive.
And look at Eco taking so much attention away. Bao needs to stay alive here. Luton gets him behind. He ninjas him. He ninjas him inside a PD.
As you say in the kill feed, you hate to see it. This will mean continued scoring for SSG and continued control for their side as Optic Gaming now all 4 players up. Can they make one last push count?
Oh my goodness, as if the series couldn't give you any more. 2 players from Optic fly mid-map. Positioning from Eco so good, just using the head glitches available to him, and just 6 points is all Optic need. The ball is down, and the kills are starting to flow. Here comes the push from Optic. It could be the round-winning one. They get that up ball. Lucid has it in his hands, and Optic get that round on the board and are 1 round away from being your champions.
The whole time you had the feeling with Optic Gaming with 94 points on the board, they had at least 2 pushes left minimum. They were not going to mess up that chance. They get the round, and they are now 1 round away from being your Fort Worth Major champions.
What a time for SSG to lose their first game of oddball at this tournament. But here comes APG. Rockets in his hands, clearing the way. 2v2 on the map at the moment, though Formal changes those numbers.
Still 2v2 here. So we can have it from the L. Assist does come in there, and Formal manages to stay alive. No points on the board just yet in your opening 35 seconds.
Eco versus Trippy. Featuring Formal. There's the headshot coming in. APG grabs that ball once again, and there's the cover. There's the security blanket for APG to get back into ties.
Really good shots here from Formal as well. He did damage on Neons as well as front tram. That's going to buy them even more time.
APG did get cut down though as he tried to jump up into the ties with that opal. And even for all the good stuff we're seeing from the POV of Formal right now, no real ball time.
Speaking of, Formal 19 and 13 right now. Leading the game in kills, and it's showed in that first round. Bound will clear out the police department. Now 2 dead for both sides. Ball not grabbed just yet. Bound will try to bring that back. Barely stays alive with that land sentinel beam hitting hard.
Pressure coming from mid-map though. Grenades being bounced towards him. Bound going to become another victim of Formal, who sits at 21 and 13 in this game. Add another one to that collection is 22.
Optic right now outslaying in the total game 65 to 49. However, that will not be the important category at the end of this. Optic Gaming takes the lead once again here in round number 2.
Ball drop.
Formal has that Bulldog as well. It's a Penguin versus a Bulldog. Bulldog wins it. Formal connects. Optic Gaming with slight lead in this round. But priority now for both teams is that rocket launcher popping in a few moments.
Great pressure, great awareness from Formal, killing spree. Almost gets away with the rockets into tires as well. 2v2 on the map. Rocket's still down in Laundry. Trippy will get the kill from the grave. Perhaps one rocket still left. Eco tries to fall in, just an absolute mosh pit bottom middle.
You can see that Eco wants to rotate in towards Tram, but Optic trying to cut him off. Stella now should be able to run in and take out Formal with this final rocket. He does exactly that. And finally, for Space Station, they get their preferred setup. They're inside and Tram, but there's Trippy.
It has been such a tight game here. And not just this round, but the entire game so far. 2 dead for Space Station. This will mean time on the board for Optic Gaming. And not only do we highlight the outslaying that Optic Gaming is doing at 73 to 57, but they have also limited Stellar to 11 and 19 in this game as well.
This ball has ended up back of tower somehow. It looked initially like Space Station were trying to run that one into Tram, but had to change the plan as the kills started to flow for Optic. 37 to 14. Another kill for Formal. And maybe the shots are starting to get a bit shaky on the SSG side.
3 dead. Bounce your last player. He's in trouble in Laundry. Presumably this kill will at least be traded. It is. Still 2 dead for SSG. Still more points on the board here. Maybe even a rotate coming in. This double neon push is dangerous for SSG, as they might see a PD arcade rotate coming in here for Optic Gaming.
Arcade spawn as well, so they're going to be able to clear the way. And look at Formal. He's looking, hey, is anyone left behind here? Can we move this into Tram? Challenges here, Bound. Do not challenge when Formal is shooting like this.
2 dead for Optic, though. Space Station does manage to get over to Arcade before that ball is completely rotated all the way down the driveway. Now it's 50 to 14 in favor of Optic Gaming. Space Station scoring once again, and a minor man advantage for the moment.
Rockets coming up as well, so attention for Optic Gaming. Moves from the oddball towards the Rockets. Lucid steps through. Gets away with them. Doesn't get any kills with them, though.
Is that going to be something we look back to in the highlights? An opportunity for Lucid to grab 2. Neither of the Rockets connect. Yes, he'll deny the rocket grab for the SSG side, but it's costly because this game is just about tied as a result.
Formal comes through and gets the trades. However, the oddball is still close to SSG. 2v2 on the map. Stalker here for Penguin. Trippy doesn't want to over-challenge this inside of ties because he knows the help is going to be arriving from both sides. As we now change the game of oddball to a game of Slayer.
Where does the opening break go? SSG with a big opportunity here, has to narrowly avoid a teammate with those shots. Does very well to do so. Kills traded out here, 3v3.
That ball can reset in just a few seconds time, and yes, indeed, there it does. Formal trying to clean up Penguin, does it once again. Formal, 1 short of dropping 30. As Optic have the ball in their hands once more, and it's APG doing that darn dirty work.
Beautiful pre-nades here from Trippy. Stays alive, pre-nades the L, continues to challenge in Laundry. Look at how much damage he does as that ball comes back up Tram stairs.
APG with the ball in hand. Trippy and the rest of Optic tasked with keeping that man alive.
Look at the shots here from Trippy.
He feels them. 2 dead here for Optic, but 3 dead for Space Station. And Formal in the meantime has said, this is cool. I'm out of here. Penguin's going to challenge him. But what about that route from Formal?
It's a big bold rotate, but actually here with PD spawns, it's going to be interesting to see how this plays out. More kills need to be on the board. It's 3 dead. Formal goes for a very big, bold rotate. In the end, though, due to the SSG spawns, it does not pay off. It will not be a home stretch run for Optic Gaming. They are now all 4 players up. Rockets popping right now.
26 points between Optic and a return to championship form. Lucid gets those rockets. Lucid survives with the rockets for just a second, but now he's down.
4 dead.
4 dead for Optic. A triple kill for Eco. And SSG live.
Does Eco know where the spawns are? Eco finds Formal first. This is so big. Oh no.
It's a frenzy for Eco. 10 in a row for him, and he's just given SSG life.
Just like that, 3v3 on the map. Space Station has brought this game back. It's essentially tied up here at the 70 mark.
Lucy's trying to make the play. He gets sniffed out, he gets decimated, he gets shredded. Penguin, he gets another as well. And SSG tie the game up. And now they go into a lead.
Trippy's the only player alive. He's all the way back in tires. Look at this baiting and switching coming in from SSG. They take the lead. Only 15 points to go.
Stella's flying out as well. He wants the kills, but here comes the barrage of...
Been muted this whole time. How could I? Such a horrible streamer. L streamer.
Presumably throws it trash. He's not going to throw a drive with her. He throws the ball trash, but Optic Gaming is going to have the time to bring it back into tramp.
Where SSG? Eco gets one. Lucy's going to have to challenge him. Takes the shields away. Can he connect with a headshot? 77 points here for Optic. Whoever wins this fight probably wins this round. Trippy's out there. They're going to rotate. Trippy's going to try and rotate this ball away. Eco trying to cut it off the pass. Trippy will take him down on the way. 3 dead for Optic.
Losing last player alive.
Doesn't get the beat down either. Bounce trying to escape. Eco's there to support him. The clock ticks down. A round 3 is on the horizon surely here. SSG send us to a round 3. Formal can't get there. 97, 98, 99. It's round 3. Of course it's round
Nice.
3.
I cannot believe it. Optic Gaming with a
That's
30-point
crazy.
lead there throughout the entire mid-game. You throw it away. Space Station Gaming ends the game.
That's oddball.
And beautiful plays. Look at the damage coming out of bounds. He flies out of tires to catch the rocket player off guard. It's unbelievable. Round 3 here. Space Station trying to stay alive and forcing Game 7.
Eco getting a double.
With the rocks as well.
Get the feeling this might turn into a triple kill pretty soon.
And then Matt's just doing his thing.
Bulldog here for Stella. SSG. Belief back. 3 dead momentarily for Optic.
All right.
Coming in on the arcade side for ball in the hands of SSG.
I'm at a loss for words here. I think my heart is going to beat out of my chest. SSG.
We need... Oh my god, Eco popping off.
in round number 3, 7.
We need somebody... We need Matt to keep stepping it up. He's doing great.
Eco right now dropping 38 kills.
I know. Ah, what a game of Halo this is. What a series this has been between the two. Formal. Shroud down. Eco. 2 to his then. Penguin another Trippy on his own. And Eco's got a freeze form, so it's more ball time here for SSG.
Threat seeker as well for Eco. If he uses this effectively, this could be disastrous. We could see 60 to 0.
They're snowballing it.
Hits well. He does get info on APG, but only APG.
Trippy with a pick. APG takes the attention away for just long enough for Optic to get across the map. Might be a forced play ball here. They throw it down mid-map. As Stella tries to help Penguin on this push. Penguin gets 2. APG versus Stella. APG has to reload. APG, he's going to come back out, but Stella wins it.
Optic Gaming just off the pace there. They come in just frames apart on that push in Cafe and Costa. And just like that, it's 43 to 0 in favor of SSG. Still 2 dead for Optic.
Not a point on the board for Optic here as Stella is starting just to do what Stella does. It's a scary time for Optic fans to see this.
And a scary reminder that Stellar earlier was 10 and 19. He's now 26 and 29 with 16 assists. What a turnaround from Stellar in this game.
Trippy has the rockets. Trippy has fallen though. 3 dead for Optic. Lucy trying to pick him up. Penguin flies down middle map to try and scoop up that final boo-boo. But look at the spawns. The cafe spawns coming for Optic. They're already up. And Penguin does have 1 rocket to play with.
He knows about it. He's getting info here from Bound as well. So he's going to hold this angle in tires. 47 to 0, 3:30 left.
2v2 on the map at the moment. Oswald down. But Shogun gets the kill. He might get a second as well. APG is going to be there to support Trippy. But Penguin chooses to look the right way. He gets that ball in his hands.
Wow.
SSG crossed the 50-point mark.
It's perfect.
Oh, damn,
It's
bro.
a perfect push, the perfect flush of the Cafe for Space Station Gaming.
Eco is literally just better right now. We're not shooting back against him. As Lucid turns him out. Come on, boys. I believe still.
Dead for SSG.
We've got this. Slow it down. Y'all are better.
But Lucy takes him down. Bound. He slides in and he gets
Are we just letting him...
oh, he had to
There's Matt.
He had to.
That's Matt.
Trippy are now going to try to stay alive and wait for teammates here. Eco's going to make the push.
You know where they are. Oh my god, he's so weak. So weak.
Who needs shields when you're Eco? He makes the play. He gets one. He throws that ball away from Optic as well. But two are still dead for SSG.
Very good slides here from Trippy to make sure he gets the ball all the way to Tram. 2v2 on the map. Optic Gaming finally scoring in your third round, but they trail 63-13.
Lucy gets that pick on the Stella. So SSG are going to have to bide their time here. Rockets coming up in a few moments' time. APG takes down Eco, who is doing everything he can in this game to drag SSG to a game 7. And here comes Bound.
Long distance Rockets connect. Does he send the second? He does. He blind rockets the ball on Trippy. 2 dead for Optic. What a push.
All grabbed. 64 points.
What are we doing?
Lucid pre-nades the commando stairs and manages to get a little bit of damage done, but they're going to have to once again rotate.
We gave them the setup.
Two players are going to be challenging Bound, but it's kind of holding off 3 almost single-handedly at the moment. Stella's there to pick up some of the damage. Hiko should slide down, and woof woof bark. The Bulldog does enough. 1v1.
1v1. Stellar versus, excuse me, Lucid versus Penguin here.
Lucid knows he's here. Penguin now knows where the rest of the Optic spawns are coming in, but Penguin gets a stick. So at least trades to open the map up.
Lucid does not grab that ball to keep it in Tram. It's going to prevent them from grabbing the ball here. With 157 left, Space Station still leading by 47.
Space Station getting scrappy. Look at this, they're really putting the pressure onto Optic now. Even though they're down numbers, they keep touching that opal. They keep the pressure on. Knowing that every second that goes past, they're closer to sending us to a game 7.
2 dead for both sides. Lucid will hold here. They're going to need more than 1 hold to get back in this game. And the time on the clock is now becoming a factor. 135 in game clock left as well.
Again, SSG, they run out of the pink street this time. 2 players from SSG are there. Eco's trying to close the door on them as they try and move forward, but SSG just 11 points now. But Lucid continues to slay to try and keep Optic in this.
What a kill it was from Stellar. However, Lucid eventually clears out Cafe and gets the Rockets here. SSG with 89. They only need 1 push, 1 hold to end the game.
The Rockets are effective. But like you're saying, sometimes you think if we just need 1 push, but that push seems to take forever. Things start to fall apart knowing that it's 1 simple execution. And Optic have the ball in their hands and a full setup on the map.
This is good, boys.
Ego push. The spike can be disastrous. Look at the play killing frenzy from Lucid. Cannot
Nice.
a second though. 3 dead. Penguin, your last player alive for SSG.
But look at the bottom of your screen, the score keeps ticking up for
That's what
Optic.
we like to see.
They cross 60 points.
Stagger that. Stagger that. Nice. That's a good stagger. That's good.
2 dead for SSG. They even
2
out
dead for
SSG.
Optic.
There's 1 minute left here. SSG still at 89.
Nice.
Penguin last alive. Lucid says coming to PD, it's nice and warm, it's comfortable, and it looks good to hold an oddball. This could not be closer.
13 points away from a tie game.
Nice.
Still a 2v2 on the map. 47 seconds left. Here comes
Not
Penguin.
nice.
Move away with the ball. He does get info from the threat seeker.
But he got half shields though, he's got to deal with Trippy. Doesn't get the trade, doesn't get the trade, and SSG are 2 dead. And look at the score at the bottom of your screen.
Oh my god.
Optic cross 80 points. Optic cross the score of SSG. Almost.
1 push left for SSG. Optic Gaming take the lead here at 91.
They take the lead, the shroud is down. It's maybe the last roll of the dice here.
That's
2v2
okay.
on the map. Optic with the lead. Trippy, no shields, has to survive. Doesn't get
No,
rockets.
they got rockets.
Rockets, Optic are 4 dead.
4 dead. 4 dead. That's gonna do it. That will be the round. That will be the game.
We choked it. We choked. We actually choked. We just had to hold the ball. That's a joke. Going into a Game 7 Slayer against one of the best Slayer teams in the game. Yeah, good luck. I believe in you. You can do it, but you just had to make things harder for yourself. Yep, there it is, the choke. All the SSG fans gonna look at you. That's tough. GG go next regame, man. That's all you can do. We allowed. That's just a big choke. This. I mean, we have the ball. We have it, and then. And then Lucid went just God mode. Just went to slay out. I mean, literally just doing it all for a good minute. And feel like that. I feel like he should have got that one, but. If they are holding the ball here, instead of, yeah, like, that's all right. GG go next. We ain't worried about that game no more.
Stellar in the round one of oddball, going 10 and 19, keeping that same 0.54 or so KD that he had the whole series. And in the next two rounds, steps up when his team goes Stellar and Eco, as you saw on your screen, and as you see now on your screen, doing what they need to get Space Station to a final game 7.
Man, what a series. This one will go down in history for sure. Space Station and Optic Gaming. And just a reminder to everyone, if you're watching Halo right now, maybe you're watching for the first time at home, you're thinking, does this always happen? The Halo World Championship is just around the corner as well. That's the next major
Oh, Seattle. One last game. It's 8 o'clock. That's crazy.
I hope everyone in this room is going to be there as well, because you're going to see more of what we've seen in this grand final throughout this 3 days of action here at Fort Worth. Perfect appetit. Always going to be the biggest tournament of the year.
It really is. There's so many times I've explained how a grand finals reset can work for fans. Some people, it can go to a final game 7. It can go to a total of 14. And someone says, how often does it go to that second game 7? The answer is not very often, but tonight we will get a grand finals reset game 7.
Fort Worth, I want everybody on their feet for this game 7 of the bracket reset. Optic versus Space Station. They've given it their all. It's time for us to pay them back here with a little bit of noise.
Here we go, game 7 underway between Space Station and Optic Gaming. A historic grand finals and the final tournament before the Halo World Championship. Only one team can take it here at Fort Worth.
Shit, it's a Slayer.
Complicated about this. It's
Nice. Matt got 2.
and deaths. First to 50 will be crowned your champion. Lucid with some fantastic shots in with his battle rifle. Takes down Penguin. And Optic Gaming eke out the lead.
Reed here, someone's your last player alive on the SSG side. They find him. That leads now to a 6-3 lead for Optic Gaming and the sniper rifle in hand for Lucid.
Game 7. Grand final shots hit harder than any. If you can hit ahead in this situation for Lucid. The game has just started to slow down for a second. Lucid trying to take some cheeky angles up onto the posters of the QT available, but Bound can't pop it. Trippy will slice him down before he can take away that power weapon from Lucid.
Bold play from Bound. Be down by 3 there at 6-3 and try to make that Hail Mary play. And I think the SSG side knows they only have so many of those before this game gets out of hand, and that's why you're seeing them slow it down yet again. 7-3 now. Optic Gaming still holding. Looking for them 5-1 off the open.
Optic Gaming holding strong, holding the line, and saying to SSG, it's up to you to come and take us a little bit deeper in this game. 7-3 still the score. Lucid still trying to find angles at the moment, but no one from SSG really showing.
Optic Gaming's happy to play this game this exact way. Space Station knows they cannot risk continuing to let the score go 8-3, 9-3. That's why they're being so conservative in how they peek and show.
Pressure on the shoulders of these players to hit shots in this game. You can't replicate it at home. It's just a different world. 7-3 the score. Time dwindling away. I said first to 50. Well, let's just say when time expires, it's who has most kills.
Here comes the double team. Stellar is able to slide under the tag and try to put 2 guns in the yard. Wow! What a shot.
That'll do for Optic. 8-3 the score. Double push now coming in. He still manages to tag up Eco. But now he has to play his life. The rest of the Optic Gaming crew arrive as SSG makes their play. Bound in this 1v1. Oh my, Lucid!
10-3 now.
My lord.
And what SSG feared and what Optic would try to do has played out perfectly for the green wall side at 10-3 and a fresh sniper for Lucid. Let's get to a listen in with Optic Gaming.
Yo, one shot concrete. I lost side S4. Thrust side S4. Okay.
Nice. Don't die. I'm playing for
Thrust side S4.
Playing for the snipe.
Hear that shit. Don't get driveway. We got driveway.
I'm gonna snipe with toe. Take your time. Concrete. Two flank shots.
Got shots.
Everybody look.
Stay down low. Stay snipe. Yo, hitting it. Top tight. You guys. Both weak. You're hitting bottom dip, Brad. They're definitely in us. They're
I'm
definitely in
behind
us.
the wall.
Hear that. Yo, they have snipe on concrete. They have snipe on concrete or something.
You turn absolute.
Yo, top snipe. Concrete.
Sneaky. Down one. You turn absolute.
U-turn still.
Nice.
Matt has snipe, guys. They might spawn cafe. They spawning cafe. They're definitely spawning cafe.
Top yellow, guys. Top yellow. Sell it. Two in yard, guys. Go.
Get out of here.
Side plus down on S1, okay? Hold on.
Power grab me.
Auto guys, top mid. I'm playing for the side.
Top mid, guys. Top mid. One shot. Top mid.
Top side, look top side.
Two loop.
Top side.
Look for now.
We can't.
Shallow weak.
I mean, Optic Gaming, you can see it got a little bit frantic. The game pace just rocketed only one way. It went up. And I think it was because SSG realized they couldn't just afford to just sit there and let the likes of Formal, Lucid, play with his sniper rifle and look for angles. They had to train up the pace and put them under pressure.
On a map like this, you can't sit back, you're right. You can't wait for a rocket, you can't wait for a camo or an overshield. Solitude doesn't offer those. Instead, you need to find a way to get out of your base. But at the end of those pushes, it's still Optic with a 7-kill lead, making an 8-kill lead.
Stella got the QC, so at least he can put some pressure on. And now Optic find themselves with APG and Formal. That's the last two momentary standing players. Bound picks up one, and all of a sudden, look at the score at the bottom of your screen. It was all Optic. But of course, SSG had something to say about this.
As you say, what was a 7-kill lead? Now just a 5-kill lead. And at 10-3, I think everyone was thinking this might just be the Optic show all the way through. SSG has found composure. They found a foothold here to keep the game within reason.
Formal hits the body, but not the head. That means that Eco will survive for just a few more moments as we see the map kind of flip from what we saw at the start. Space Station now over at the snipe side, down by the truck. Formal controlling Tramp alongside his two teammates. APG gets one onto Bound though. Lucid picks up another. But can SSG get these trades? The answer is no, and Eco left on his own. It's an extension of the lead for Optic Gaming as Formal cleans up the final pieces.
A huge extension, and 4 dead, and also will recycle that sniper rifle. That'll be coming up here shortly. 23-16, 6 minutes left, and it's already starting to get out of hand if you're on the SSG side of the stage.
Sniper rifle popping. Stella has just got it. Stella needs to hit some shots here. This is their way back into this game, but look at Optic. Look at the pressure that Stella finds himself under. He can't connect. Formal can. 11-3 in a Game 7 reset from Formal.
Who else do you trust? The man on your screen. It's not done yet. Tags up Penguin. It's a 10-kill lead for Optic Gaming. Still 2 dead for SSG. 2v2 on the map. 28-18. 2 shots left for Formal.
SSG not able to make the most of that sniper that they got in their hands. For Optic, the game plan to put the pressure on, to push them back, was so strong. A killing spree for Formal. He's 12-3 in a Game 7. 12-4 now as finally that run is stopped.
Optic Gaming maintaining that lead. And as we said, against a team like SSG, and also on a map like Solitude,
got lost in the comms, and then just forgot to unmute. I gotta get used to that. Man. Nice shots.
You're. We love to see it. That's an Optic dub. Oh. GG's SSG. Oh, Optic. You make me go on a roller coaster ride of emotions. That definitely was. That could have been a better series, but it happened. You still win. A win's a win. Woo! Give it up for the green wall, people. Has to be Formal as the MVP, right? I see y'all in here. Hello, chat. How y'all doing? How you feel watching the boys get their first dub in a little bit? It's been a few tournaments since they've won one, you know. It's time to go and get another one. That's ridiculous.
What a series, Andy. What a series. And how about Formal with the least hours maybe total on Plaza? In the whole lobby, he comes in 16-6. It's Optic Gaming, who is your HCS Fort Worth major champions.
Optic fans very happy, understandably so. But I gotta say, I think Halo fans also very happy with what we've just experienced, Andy. All the way.
Yeah, one hell of a series. A bracket reset game 7. That's damn good Halo right there. Except for the first series was a 4-0 smacking, but that's we're gonna forget that. We're just gonna talk about the second series because the second series was phenomenal.
Horny for me, baby. Horny for me, baby.
That's a really good team. Everyone's been fucking counting us out recently, but the world is right around the corner. We're looking super dangerous.
Oh no. Formal's feeling himself. Yep. Yep. That's the GOAT. FPS GOAT. FPS GOAT. All right. Let's pop them out of here, you know? So, look. It's been a good stream. All right, guys. It's been a nice one, but I think I'm gonna pop out of here. Y'all enjoy y'all's nights. Have blessed ones, and pop in for the next one. Don't be afraid to leave a like and subscribe if you're new here. Adios.